Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We are live and back at it again. It's a sensational Saturday night, and we are the Wrestling for Life Network. We got AEW Collision on the eve of AEW All In. It's going to be a fun one here tonight, folks. Get in that chat, click all the buttons, be a part of the show, be a part of all the fun. We got more wrestling coming your way all night long. Might even peek at a couple of the indies. It's going to be a fun one, so strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel-good, and let's go! Ding, 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 ladies and gentlemen. We are live. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. This is another live stream, and we are ready to go with AEW Collision tonight. Again, on the heels of AEW All In. Remember, folks, this is a spoiler-free zone, so if you know what's happening tonight, shut your mouth, keep it to yourself. But we got lots to talk about, lots to get into. Excited for All In. Of course, this was taped in Cardiff. And a lot of things to talk about as far as AEW goes and what could happen. But for the next couple hours, you're going to be hanging out with myself, Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube, and Mr. Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its YouTube tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and my guy tonight we have, like you see below us there, the deciding team will be decided. I said it to decided twice for the trios titles match at All In.
Very much so. Again, you have a theory when it comes to Pac and the Death Triangle and why it's Yuta and Claudio. Still a little surprising. We saw Claudio. He had to fly from the States to Mexico, now to England. Busy man. Right. But yeah, you had a pretty good theory about why this team was thrown together.
Oh, it clearly because it was supposed to be Death Triangle. It was supposed to be Penix and Christ, well, I'm gonna blank on Penta. There we go. Good God.
I almost called him Lucha.
That's what I was literally about to say, honestly. I was like, its name is not Lucha. But yeah, I think it was very much supposed to be Death Triangle that's in this, and clearly they're in still contract talks or potentially going to be leaving the company. So they're not going to put them in a title match or feature them prominently if they might not be staying around.
Yeah, 100%. So that does make sense to me because this team makes no sense. Pac's never really had a relationship with either guy. The other two are in a faction, but we've seen like that's a loose affiliation. So right. Yeah, very interesting. Of course, we got Leo Rush and the Pilots. Sounds like an old, an old R&B group. But Leo and the Pilots are here, and we will see how that plays out tonight.
Right. Well, plus we've still got Hook taking on Big Bill,
which everyone keeps talking about, by the way.
Apparently, Big Bill was super over in Cardiff. We've got Jeff Jarrett versus Arya Daivari. We've got the Conglomeration taking on the Undisputed Kingdom in a 6-man tag match as well. Are you surprised that none of those teams are in the trios match?
A little bit, but I mean, again, we already got the teams that we do have. I mean, maybe it's a little surprising that we're getting this makeshift team or these two makeshift teams instead of one of them. That would be my only real complaint.
Fair enough. And we're also getting Shibata versus Jay Lethal, I think, is pretty much most of the card.
Yes, Shibata. Oh, no, and Jeff Jarrett versus Jeff Jarrett.
Daivari, yeah, I said that.
Daivari, okay, I missed that. Yeah, no, again, Jay Lethal gets a match with Shibata. Jarrett gets a match. So I don't know why. Again, it's kind of weird, but I mean, feels like a little bit of a filler match, and I don't get it. But we'll see. We'll see how these.
I still don't get why we're not setting up to a Jarrett Hangman Page match at All In. I felt like that's the direction they were going with this, and they've now since just walked away from it for no reason because we've got Hangman now in the Gauntlet Battle Royal, and Jeff Jarrett. I don't even think he's going to be on the card for All In.
No, he's not. He's not at all. So,
well, there's still time. There's still time until that pay-per-view starts. There's still time.
Yeah, maybe Paige will do double duty, but yeah, no, I highly doubt it. It's a weird take. I kind of wish it was happening, but apparently it's not, Nick. So yeah, we'll see. I mean, again, I think there's a lot of hype with AEW All In. We're excited for it. Yeah, I'm looking forward. You said it when we first got live today, or when we first got on the stream together. You were like, "Man, I just want to get through this to get to that." Like, it's like it's right there. It's the night
It's the
before
day
Christmas,
before Christmas.
right?
It very much has that vibes because I've been excited for All In pretty much all week. Of that it's actually stayed, kind of at about 10 matches, and what matches we are getting are worth being on a pay-per-view, being on a pay-per-view of this stature. Well, maybe outside of Jericho and Hook, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean the Jericho Hook thing, I beat this till I was blue in the face. At this point, I don't know how much more I can say. I think we've all established it's awful. Jericho's wrestling is as good as his dancing. Not. How are you in a band for decades and you have no rhythm? How can you find the beat?
Yeah, it's very obvious with his songs that he cannot. So it's no surprise to me that this man has no rhythm.
It's white guys like Jericho that give all white guys a bad name. No rhythm, none
whatsoever.
But he thinks he's the coolest guy at the party. It really is. He's like the creepy the creepy college guy that's just hanging around with the high schoolers.
Yeah, he's Fast Times Fast Times.
Or
yeah.
all right.
Matthew McConaughey.
Right? It's the same thing. That's what I love about these wrestlers. I get older, they stay the same age. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for spending part of your weekend with us. Like I said, make sure you get in that chat. Let us know what you're excited about. Let us know what you're looking forward to as far as All In tonight, whatever. Still a lot of other news going on in the wrestling world as well. And I will remind everybody who can hear me right now, we're also kind of peeking in at GCW. We're kind of peeking in at Wrestling Revolver. So other stuff going on, even though we might not hit them super hard tonight with everything that's going on this weekend and this week. But yeah, take this link, share it. Let's see how big we can get this party on a Saturday night.
Absolutely. Did you happen to catch any of the Wrestling Revolver show from earlier today?
I did not. I was
okay. Yeah. I caught a little bit of it. It was interesting. It was very blood sports-y. They kind of had like 2 half cages, but no ropes and everything. And they actually had like timed out rounds and everything. So it was interesting. I watched part of it.
Okay. Yeah, no, no, didn't happen.
But yeah, Revolver's doing their second show today, and I know GCW's doing night 1 of Homecoming as well.
Yes, they are. That's what's on my one screen right now.
Gotcha. Well, should we say hi to the peoples?
Let's say hi to the peoples.
Damien, what up? Looking forward to Josh Alexander versus Speedball kicking off Wrestling Revolver tonight. We'll see. Eric, again, bringing up what we were just talking about with GCW and Wrestling Revolver as well tonight. What up, Eric? Kevin, AD and AZ, Roman, what up? Kira, what up? Wrestling Proud 87, hey KJ and Nick. Bradley becoming a member for 10 months. And yes, this was very much going around all day today of T's and P's.
Yeah.
If we lost Bray Wyatt a year ago today. So sucks.
No, I mean, I remember it happened right before we were going live. And we canceled the stream. We still went live and just talked about it for a little bit. And to date, it was the biggest live audience we've ever had for anything. The outpouring, the flooding of support, people tuning in just to kind of, hear us reminisce about Bray. It's hard to imagine a year's gone by that quick. And still there's times where it doesn't even feel real. It feels like he's still there. I credit, WWE, Bo, and everyone else for what they're doing. But man, it still stings, man. It really does.
Yeah, and I think what takes the sting away a little bit is at least still kind of seeing his vision a bit still going on with Bo and with the Wyatt 6 and everything going on still right now, and especially being prominent in WWE right now. Really kind of, again, that's I think part of what makes it feel like he's not gone or anything, that he's still there, because his presence, his aura is still felt. Excuse me.
And again, it's sad because he was so loved, and we talked about it for a long time, and we're not going to stay here very long, but he took all that time away from wrestling, and he was still one of the most over wrestlers in the world. Everybody was following his every move. Wait, is he going to AEW? Is he going here? And then when the White Rabbit started, everything went nuts. Nobody cared about the show. We were literally running around trying to figure out what the hell was going on with the White Rabbit and what all these clues meant. And it's just amazing. And again, he is missed because you could only imagine what he would have done with another 5-10 years in the business.
Yeah, but I still, as much as we didn't get him for a long time, I think, like you said right there, everything that he did was super impactful. And he's still going to go down, I think, as a legend, even though I know he wasn't there in a ton. He only won, I think, one world title, but his impact on, now you see it, still half the time you're paying attention to Twitter when you're watching a Raw stream or whatever, because you don't know what's going to happen, what could get leaked out here, this or that, and everything. That's all started from Bray.
Yeah. I mean, it was a big part of it. And I mean, it's crazy. So thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. JoJo put out a really beautiful post, a letter to him. You see all the wrestlers, a lot of fans. Again, an absolute groundswell of love and support for this man. And I think that that's what we all want to do in this world, Nick, is if we can pass into the next life and leave that kind of imprint, we've done pretty well. So, yeah. No, kudos, love it, and thoughts and prayers.
Shit's getting deep, yo.
It is. Let's get back to the wrestling.
All right, I was like, I don't know what to follow that up with, but Tommy, what up, saying I'm getting a Roman Reigns OTC shirt and a JOSO shirt next week. We'll get one of our shirts too as well.
Yeah, don't forget the merch. Don't forget the merch.
Right. Sophie, what up? Hi and bye. Well, hi and bye to you too. MDB, what up?
What did she accuse us of being?
No, she just said hi and bye.
Thank you, Nick.
I'm looking forward to the next Jericho rant from our friend KJ.
I'm almost ranted out with Jericho. Like
what else can you say about him?
What more can I say? Like, shit.
Right. Bashate. What time is All In tomorrow? We will be live at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. English brunch with the boys.
That's it. Get your English breakfast.
Right. 316 MMA. Hope that AEW does good this weekend. They need it. I think All In's got enough buzz behind it that it should do really well.
Yeah, the only problem, the only risk they run, and I don't think it's going to happen. Hope on hope. But yeah, if somehow they come out and shit the bed as far as what they produce, with the matchups they have, I think it's almost impossible. Like it's foolproof. It's just autopilot, right? Yeah, we're gonna hate the Jericho match. Yeah, we probably won't care much for a couple other things, but the high end of this show could, really make us ignore some of the blemishes.
Oh, absolutely. I'm looking at you, MJF Ospreay, and still 50,000 in attendance is not a number to shake a stick at. It's significantly less than last year, but they set the bar where they set the bar.
That's it. And I mean, at the end of the day, man, it's still a huge accomplishment, to say that the company, AEW was put, for all the hate they get, here's some love. For all, the fact that they could put 120,000 people in Wembley, back to back. I mean, that's amazing. When you combine the totals, that's an accomplishment. Some of the way they conduct business makes us point out the flaws, but staying positive, it's huge, and it's going to be fun seeing 50,000 people lose their mind tomorrow.
Absolutely. And seeing, I always like when it's an outdoor venue and you can see it shift from like day to night. And it's going to be interesting too, because they're going to be doing Forbidden Door there next year.
Mm-hmm. Do they open the show with the Fozzy concert? Is that the first thing we get? Like,
and he does a terrible tribute to like Queen or something.
Well, he did Queen last year. I'm wondering if he's going to
Zeppelin.
If he does Zeppelin, I will fucking go to England and find him.
I will fucking fight you on the tarmac, Chris.
Stay the fuck away from Zeppelin. Bad enough you made a mockery of Queen
and Rage.
And well, yeah, of course.
Him and Swerve with Rage, respectfully, was not great.
Dude. And he just looks so weird because there's this like young, cool Swerve who's kind of on point, going with the music, feeling it. And then just drunk uncle wobbling at the side of the stage from him like he's one of those, born again people that just felt the Lord just fucking. Why are you
Shimada Honda?
What is happening? How is your foot moving like that?
Right. As I've got Collision kicking off, and I've got also Wrestle Revolver kicking off as well.
Yeah, I got Big F and Joe out here in his underwear.
Oh boy, I'm sure that's a nice sight to see. Have you called the cops yet, or is that on GCW?
Right.
But Richard, what up? Do you see the news about Alexa Bliss? They're teasing that she might be coming back, but we'll see.
Yeah, but that's been an ongoing thing. And you see the progression. You know, we saw it with others. Like Alexa's in the gym. Alexa's bought, you know, like it's just one thing after another. Alexa dyed her hair. Alexa, and she's coming. We know.
Right. What up, Boston? I've got the conglomeration coming out right now on Collision.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm behind.
Fair enough.
I'll let you know when I turn it on.
Okay.
I was gagging. Pause, maybe.
Right, Boston. I will be watching Collision tonight to see how they do on the last show before their biggest pay-per-view of the year. Yeah, would you say All In is AEW's WrestleMania?
It has to be just on the sheer size and volume of the event. The fact that it's a 50,000 live audience show, yeah, it's gotta be your WrestleMania. This has got to be the one that you hammer a home run. This is the one that you're guaranteed to have more eyes on you than any other time.
Absolutely. Well, see, we even got Tony K in the chat saying, "Let's effing go, KJ."
Let's go. Thank you, TK. As I got the Undisputed Kingdom coming out.
Yeah, so we're good.
They didn't disband yet, which is unfortunate.
It's really interesting. And where is Wardlow?
I don't know what happened. They gave him a title shot for no reason, which was stupid, because it's like kind of what we've talked about with Jacob. You bring in Jacob and you instantly give him a title shot. You fuck all the storytelling up. And that's what they did with Wardlow. You got a title shot, lost a title shot. Now he's not even good enough to be your muscle because you just got pushed out on TV. Now he just vanished. Gone.
It amazes me that they can't do anything with him. This guy was over like Rover when he's out there on top of the cage, holding up the TNT championship, had the world by the palms and everything, and then just gone.
Right. I do want to point out, Big F and Joe came out with a tree. He brought a tree with him.
Is he a Jolly Green Giant?
Yeah, apparently tonight.
I like MDB's comment. Fozzy and Swerve want to be Jay-Z and Linkin Park so bad.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's ridiculous.
But I do have Mike Bailey and Josh Alexander actually kicking off Revolver, so Damien was right.
All right, so I'm going to click over that. Sorry, no offense to Big F and Joe, and I think it was Murdoch.
Fair enough.
Let's put that on.
There's too much wrestling. We're going back to when we were having to, cover 3 shows at one time, and it just became organized chaos of everybody's popping and locking. Of
right.
What show are you watching? I'm watching this one. Which one you got?
That's it, folks. We watch more live wrestling than anybody else out there. So make sure you be a friend, tell a friend.
I was going to say, if you want to give us a prediction on any of the matches going on right now, because we've got the conglomeration taking on Undisputed Kingdom, and I've got Mike Bailey taking on Josh Alexander right now. And you've got Big Joe taking on a tree. He's facing I Am Groot.
He brought Groot.
He's Rocket Raccoon. Okay.
Yeah. But I did switch it over, and we're starting off Alexander and Speedball with just a series of chops and exchanges. And Mark Briscoe and Claudio kick off?
No, Mark Briscoe and Mike Bennett.
Oh, Mike. Sorry, the other ball.
Mini Claudio, Mike Bennett.
Asshole. Yeah, Mike Bennett. Shit.
Just Joe. So you had Big F and Joe, and now we got Just Joe. Not the Linkin Park lead singer. Yeah, T's and P's, Chester.
Yeah. Another tragic.
Got the congregation for the win.
The congregation. It's the dumbest fucking name. Like, we're always giving WWE shit for naming things dumb. Conglomeration with 4 guys that have nothing in common. Other than they're paid to be in the same building.
Essentially, yeah, they're kind of just the pack of misfits. They're, on the wrong side of town kids.
Roddy's trying to beat up everybody. OC ducks it.
I've got the kind of high kicks, the Liu Kang kicks there from Mike Bailey onto Josh Alexander.
Nice. Are we a little surprised that Speedball hasn't been like maybe a little stronger of a push within TNA, being that he's had such a crazy like year and a half, 2 years now?
But I think it's also because he likes to do this show and that show and this show and that show. So it might be literally just the availability, or you're going to constantly be popping up here, there, or everywhere. So maybe we don't, in case anything happens.
Yeah, like he just produces good matches. And dude, our favorite shaky camera lady, I think, is back.
Oh, yeah. That explains why the feed just cut out. Yeah, there's the cameraman. I think it has just a skirt on. Camera woman, sorry.
Team Mark Briscoe for the win. Low key, he did kind of look like Cesaro for a minute. Thank you, MDB.
Vitamins.
This man hijacked my whole football team today. If he wins, I'm on
my quarterback. That's my quarterback.
Yeah, that was probably the plan for about 4 months.
The coup of the century. That's my quarterback.
Like, I don't care if I have the first overall pick. I'm taking Allen.
I'd rather my name be Carly Bright or Izzy Dame than the conglomeration. Well, then, where was someone mentioned about the Pure Fusion Collective? Sonia's group. So that's a terrible name as well.
Yeah, we're just for the record, folks, we're not letting WWE off the hook for shitty fucking name making. I don't get it. You have a whole team of like, your job is to write a whole story. You can't even come up with a fucking name that sounds plausible.
Well, how do we feel about Fatal Influence?
Not bad. I think they were trying
to. That's close to the heap, but not in the heap.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were trying to flirt with, what's similar to Toxic Attraction, but not. Fatal Influence is not bad. Right. I don't mind it. Very, play into the whole influencer concept and idea. It's okay.
Yeah, fair enough. MDB, we're not calling them that. We're calling them Shizonia.
Facts.
100%. Kyle says, where could you see Speedball going if he was available AEW or WWE NXT? Ooh.
It's a good question. I think he's a real good fit for both. AEW would do, again, if you ignore the booking, just as far as opportunities and matchups, AEW might be a better fit for him.
Yeah, and I think it still keeps him able to do the other dates that he obviously seems to enjoy. And so that would be probably to me the more likely option.
Yeah, the Kevin Hart of wrestling, by the way.
Just always
does not turn a booking down.
Right. As I've got...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, if I've got Bennett and OC, and I've got Josh Alexander with a suspended suplex on Bailey.
Yeah. On multiple occasions, we've covered Speedball in three shows in a day and a half. Like, the 2 shows in the same day. It's like, finish one, get in the car, drive across the street. WrestleMania season, we're covering Speedball 4 and 5 times in the week.
Absolutely, yeah. Or just one's on a slight tape. So, like he'll be on TNA and on a GCW show at the same time.
100%. As Roddy, I think there he goes.
Briscoe firing up.
Am I ahead of you or you ahead of me?
I just got Roddy pulling down Mark Briscoe. And
I just got Taven up over the top on everybody. Briscoe setting up a chair.
I am nowhere near there.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to. I gotta.
Let me.
Listen, I think Canada, I think the sports channel in Canada is not overly happy with AEW because they no longer put them on standard channels. They literally app only.
Well, it's because that TV deal is still up in the air now. I've got Briscoe running towards a chair, getting cut off by Bennett. Robert said, let's go AEW. Rocco, what up? Jacob versus Roman at Bad Blood with Solo versus Cody too? Maybe.
That's not bad. Not bad.
Could we get Roman versus Solo before we get Roman versus Jacob?
No. Fair. You never fight the boss first.
Fair, but does Solo? I know he's portrayed as the boss. Does he really feel like the boss? Do you feel in charge?
100% he feels in charge.
I guess after last night, too, where Jacob's literally like praying above him the whole time. I mean, makes sense.
They've always done it. Like Jacob, very subservient to him. And again, it's no different than any other like super villain. Usually, there's like one psycho final guy before you get to the main boss. It's Goro. You got to get through the 6-arm guy to get to the,
Right.
It's that
but would you do it in a Hell in a Cell or something like that, or just have a straight-on match?
I don't know. There've been a lot of rumors about Hell in a Cell. Now, if you're going to do war games like a Samoan war games, which sounds amazing, then you keep them away from the cage, and maybe you save a Hell in a Cell for like Punk and Drew. Which let's go strap match Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, could you do multiple Hell in a Cells? Do like lethal lockdown, just all bad bloods in a Hell in a Cell.
Well, dude, Triple H only books 4 or 5 matches. Put them all in. Don't jack the. Why would you bring the cage up for 1 match or 2 matches? Leave it down. Let them all be in the cage. Great Goro point. Thank you, Nick.
You're welcome.
Right. There you go. Goldar and Lord Zed.
Power Rangers reference. Deep cut.
That was a good catch because it took me a second.
I remember Lord Zed and then Gordo's fucking lion with the goddamn suit of armor. That was just a jobber.
He's again the last line of defense. Panic at the Briscoe.
You get a star for that, MBB.
That is well played.
As I've got Josh Alexander just suplexing the bejesus out of Mike Bailey right now, as we're in picture-in-picture on Collision.
Yeah, I'm in picture-in-picture as well, Nick, and there you go. Josh Alexander walking over to the corner. I think Jacob turns on Solo. I don't. Maybe not now. Not anytime soon, and not to assist Roman.
No, he's not. I know that theory's gone around that he's like some sleeper agent or something, or a double agent. No, that's not the case. He is 100% ride or die. He'll be the one that goes down before Solo goes down. Yeah,
and again, not to belabor a point, but to continually compare it to like the standard, storytelling. You usually don't have the good guys with like the outright tough guy in the whole group, right? Like you need the Fantastic Four. If one of them was Jacob Fatu, it'd just be the Fantastic One.
Propunzo, what up? I'd rather Jacob be Destro to Solo's Cobra Commander from the 80s G.I. Joe cartoon. Destro, like Jacob, should have been the leader.
There you go.
So he's what was it? Soundwave or Starscream and again Megatron?
Yeah, same idea. Yeah.
We're just gonna. How old can you get with a reference of villains in a cartoon series?
What's Gargamel's little buddy?
Oh God! Going to the goddamn Smurfs.
Knows the answer. He's already typing. I can hear it.
Over the Ropes Wrestling Podcast saying, keep up the great work, fellas. Appreciate you. Shout out our friends Over the Rope Wrestling Podcast.
Thank you. Big knee by O'Reilly. And speaking of knees, Speedball down holding his.
Right. I think we're like real close on Collision. I've got Taven with O'Reilly just threw his leg down, eats a knee coming off the ropes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we're good. We're good enough not to fuck around on a Saturday.
Facts. Super kick for Bailey. But yeah, I'm still super excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, this is the most excited I have been for an AEW pay-per-view in months. And I know people, come on, KJ, they've had good ones. The excitement going into a lot of the pay-per-views as of late with AEW has been like, I really hope this match turns out, but it was a lot of last-minute booking. Not that All-In's had a great, I think it's had better booking, like better lead-in to this pay-per-view. One, bigger matches, but we also came off like really bad pay-per-views, like Wrestle Dream. I didn't think that I didn't think the Dynasty was great. A lot of people were like, Dynasty was so good. I didn't think it was that good. So I mean, this is the first time in a while where I'm like, let's fucking go.
Now, well, a lot of the AEW pay-per-views have outkicked their, build, I would say, to where they, weren't built up to be the greatest match,
right?
But or the greatest card, but it still turned around and over-delivered on its, lead into it. This feels big. This feels like the payoff from really long stories like Mariah May and Tony Storm's been going on for over a year now, I feel.
Yeah. And last year's All In had some wonky stuff that really kind of got under my skin. As always, Jericho fighting Ospreay was a problem for me. Like you have Will Ospreay in England and you're going to waste it on Chris Jericho? Jesus Christ.
And try and make him the heel?
Jericho can get a golf ball through a garden hose with that kind of treatment. But it's crazy. Like, so there was just some odd stuff like that. Then like my favorite match was Punk Joe. Go figure.
Well, and it also didn't really help that at all. That whole story with Punk and everything backstage broke literally as the show was going on.
Yeah, remember we thought it was fake. We thought they made it up. We were live. Like, no, come on.
There's no way this is the big story that everyone's talking about right now as literally the show is going on. Nope, sure as shit it was.
Sure was. And they proved it a few months later.
Right.
But Roddy almost gets the pin. Wow. Josh Alexander just dropped. This Speedball Alexander match is on fire. I hate
absolutely. Well, no, it makes sense. I mean, think about it. This, like you said, this could be a world title feud in TNA. Absolutely.
Yeah. They've done good with Josh, though. They got Josh away from the belt, but Josh is still kind of the heart and soul guy of the company in a lot of ways. So they've done really well with Josh, of like not just shoving him down our throats of like champion. Like we all know he could be. We're keeping him busy.
Oh, absolutely. Well, and it's still you're giving him stuff that's meaningful, but also doesn't revolve around the title. As I believe Bayley just got the pinfall.
No, deep two.
Are you sure?
Wait, did he get the fall?
It was they did like the bridging pinfall, and Bayley had the advantage, the shoulder advantage position on Alexander. So yeah, Bayley
got the ankle lock right now. So am I behind you?
Yeah, somehow.
What is happening?
I don't know. Technology in Canada don't want to cooperate.
Okay, so let me fix it.
As I've got OC off the top of the DDT on the Roddy right now.
Oh my God! Yo, I think I'm a couple. Watch Briscoe.
That's okay. I watch it. Briscoe is going flat. Oh!
That chair said, "Not today, bitch."
It must have been shaved down. That's the chair that he cracked over Jack Perry's head. It was shaved down. That was one of them shaving chairs, not them jumping chairs. Fuck you, Meltzer.
As the conglomeration picks up the win, folks.
And I'm getting Marina Shafir in a match right now.
Oh,
so we're going from Roddy to his wife.
What's that? Yeah, we got Roddy and his wife, and we got Bayley and his wife.
Right.
Relationships everywhere. Oh, Stone Pitbull in the ring. Look, this badass faction. And Roddy, and so what honestly, can we just stop calling them the Undisputed Kingdom at this point? They just lost to the Jobber Squad.
They lost to the Union. You remember when you had Ken Shamrock, Mick Foley, Test, and Big Show? That's what this is.
Right?
Up yours, Vince. But yeah, the Undisputed Kingdom thing has been dead in the water for a while. It was a little bit failure to launch. And then even when MJF turned around and, football and groined, what are you watching?
Yeah, not you. You keep talking. I was pointing to the logo for Denisha.
Oh, well, I misread the signals, coach. I thought you were telling me to steal third when I was already on first.
I was trying to get you to get rid of those sideburns. Jesus Christ.
Right. So Tony Hayes, that is also the other show that we are watching right now, is Wrestling Revolver Taste of Truth 2024. I know you were watching GCW Homecoming a little bit, but we're already trying to sync up, and I don't want to full do the reptile eyes before we got to watch All In for 6+ hours tomorrow.
No, ladies and gentlemen, as we roll on, and we are getting a video package right now, building up this trio situation. Not a bad little package. And they're highlighting Jay White, which is interesting. But folks, do remember, like you see on the screen below us, 11:30 a.m. tomorrow we go live. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a hell of a show, and we're going to be here for all of it. So remember, folks, the wrestling might suck. We never do. And we are the wrestling friends you can't find in your real life. So don't watch the wrestling alone. Join the wrestling utopia and be a part of all the action all the time.
Do it.
No.
Yes, the union.
I get that to fuck with you. I don't even know why.
But yeah, Just Joe. Tomorrow I want MJF's entrance to be like Apollo Creed entrance in Rocky IV with "Living in America."
I want you. I want you.
That 100% what I think what he'll do. If he'll come out with the giant hat and everything.
You need the fucking like the streamers, like the fucking the sparklers.
Hey, fuck it. It's outdoors. They can get away with it.
Right.
But no, that 100% fits. Even though I don't really care for his whole patriotic shtick, that would be fun as hell to watch.
Yeah, do it. Speaking of fun, here comes Willow.
Well, I've still got the video package, and I've got Marina Shafir out here.
Tell me when you got Willow.
Now I got Willow coming out.
All right, so we're literally, we're right.
Seconds, yeah. I like how Damien can't stand Damien. That's funny. I can't stand Damien Chambers. I thought he'd be your favorite guy. He's got your name.
And right now, Shafir is looking at me.
Do you know who I am? Robert saying, did you do a prediction show for All In? Yes, we did. We did it on Thursday, so you can watch that right after this. You can watch that when you get ready for All In tomorrow.
Right? You should know that, sir. Come on now. Go check it out. You know we did.
Willow versus Harley, a 5-star classic right here, folks.
Banger. Now, again, I mean, this is where we get an opportunity to see two of the women, see how Harley and Willow do one-on-one. I know because the fans like to debate between the two of who's kind of got their women's division dialed in a little better. So I hope this is a good match. I actually like Harley. I know you cringe when you see her, and I don't blame you. I like her a lot. I think there's a lot there. She kind of reminds me of Jessica McKay.
Oh, from the Iconics?
Iconics, yeah.
Yeah, a bit. She very much seems like she'd be like the third of them, but yeah, it's just like she very much would fit in NXT right now with just generic blonde female number 2. You could call her the Ann in Light and Bright for all I care. Like she 100%. I don't know what you see, dog.
I think there's a lot to her professionally. I think like when she does do things in the back, she's good at it. She buys in. I've seen her wrestle a couple times. Again, not anything to write home about, but I think overall her presentation, her look, her attitude, I think there's something there. She's just stuck in.
They have it. It's called Anna Jay.
Anna Jay's a star, bro. I'm not even going to make that comparable.
Well, she's been doing fantastic in Stardom, and I get Harley will pop me every now and then when she's, I see you played Knife Spooty before and does a Simpsons reference. But as far as inside the ring, I don't want to see a goddamn of it.
As she screams at the top of her lungs.
Yeah, she reminds me more of what's her name there that had the Jillian Hall that had the singer gimmick and everything with the actual microphone the whole time. It seems a little bit like that. We got a screamer.
What's going on, Raheem? Welcome, folks. We are getting close to triple digits, and we love when the chat's in triple digits. So if you know anybody out there right now that loves wrestling, let them know we are live. We are having a good time. We're talking a little bit of wrestling here tonight. Let's see if we can get that number up to triple digits. Willow too overhyped. No. I think she's underhyped, to be honest, dude.
I think Willow's really talented. I know before when she first kind of showed up, we weren't always the biggest fans, but she's really found her groove, found her style. She's blossomed.
If she was booked as just a really good pure baby face and you lined up some heels for her to go after, and then you have her chasing like a heel Mercedes Moné, Mercedes is going to get a ton of heat, Willow's going to get a ton of cheers, and it works. But when Willow was going up against Mercedes, Mercedes was also a baby face. It got clunky. Her booking has hurt her, unfortunately, because she's a talented wrestler with a great personality, and her gimmick is her. This is me. I smile.
And she's got all of it, though. She's actually pretty solid at talking. She's good on the mic. She can actually wrestle. She's probably one of the better women's wrestlers that they have in their division.
Yeah.
But yeah, could you see her going after Mariah May? Because I assume Mariah is winning the title tomorrow. But I'll say go at the women's world title versus the TBS title, because they already fumbled her, like you said, and I hate using that term. I'll say they mishandled the booking between her and Mercedes. They mishandled the booking between her and Stat.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, again, I don't know what they're going to do, dude. Your guess is as good as mine. We got number one contenders everywhere, and I don't know. We thought Statlander would get a push towards the title at some point, and that hasn't come to be. So, yeah,
that's really you thought that's the whole reason why she kind of lost or gave up the title was her to move up a division.
What happened to Ruby Soho? Luke laid one 5-hole. He scores. Yeah,
he does.
She's Prager's. So Ruby Soho, congratulations. She is having Angelo's baby.
I like the whole name though, just Boomers TV, BTV.
All right, let's go.
And then Kevin bigging us up saying our YouTube is great.
Thank you.
Why is Ishii on commentary? I don't have Ishii on commentary. He was for, or just sitting at ringside and get commentary for the first match.
Yeah, the funniest shit. Can you go on commentary? He's like, okay.
Just sat there, just all mean faced.
Right? What do you think, Ishii? Oh. Right.
As your girl Harley right now is in control of Willow, dare I say.
Right.
Well, Damon brings up Marina Shafir doing well on the indie circuit. She was really good in Bloodsport. She's done well with Wrestling Revolver. Do you think that AEW, because as far as I know, she's still in a contract with them, should use her in the women's division and build her, present her more like a Shayna Baszler, like a Ronda Rousey was, instead of, weird, farmer on the hill?
Weird farmer on the hill. I don't even know that she is still under contract with AEW.
Really?
I don't know that she was ever on a long-term contract of any kind. And that might have went by the wayside when Dark went by the wayside, even though she's a free agent, if not, and you have access to her. There's a lot she brings to the table, and we've seen her get so good over the last. Did she get the win? No, she almost got the win.
But Willow did get the win, and Ishii was on commentary because they're the tag match. They're the pre-show match tomorrow. That's why.
Yes, Ishii is teaming up with Willow.
They literally just had this man sit up there for 2 segments. Just,
Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head.
Jeez.
Against Bibbins and Statlander.
Right. Well, we got Triple H, I am the game in the chat, said tomorrow will be Daniel's last match in AEW.
Right. Then Daniel shows up in Berlin. No.
Yeah, no, I don't think it'll be Daniel's last match at all. I would have liked if they never made that stipulation involved. Because now I think that kind of gives it away. And especially now you've got Wrestle Dream in Tacoma. That's probably where I think if he does end it, that's where it ends.
Yeah, if he goes on to win this, we're going to look back and go, they probably could have not had this stipulation and got this conclusion. And the conclusion would have been more of a surprise. In an attempt to kind of bring more emotion to the match, they kind of tipped their hand. We talked about it with the Tiger Driver. We all know the Tiger Driver is going to happen tomorrow. We all know it. And we're not supposed to.
No, you can see the forest before the trees with that a bit, and that's the issue.
Child. Sorry.
Jeez, what the fuck?
But yeah, can you, again, we talked about this a lot this week, Nick, but I just can't imagine that Daniel's last match is tomorrow. It'd be a shock. Good to them. Especially, again, they're going to be in Washington. Now, does he care? Like, oh, I've been there. It's fucking Washington. But, I mean, you think that would be his final match.
Yeah, go out in his home state and everything. I mean, I could see it to where Swerve wins. It'd be interesting if this is where Swerve's title reign ends, looking back on it and how we really feel about it. But there could always be the possibility that he wins because Daniel's been out there publicly mentioning that he's needing neck surgery again. Even his daughter's out there saying, "Daddy, come home." And Swerve's, "I got you, kid."
Yeah, right? Shibata and his phone. I like this thing that Shibata's doing. It's getting over with me.
He's just got to, do the voiceover.
Right?
Got to use his, Google Translate.
There you go. There you go. Future of... Oh, just a Dynamite commercial.
Yeah, but I was like, what was... So we had Sammy Guevara, Dustin Rhodes, and then Shibata just walked in, and they were all saying, like, "See you tomorrow," and threw up the hook 'em horn. So, well, I saw that the Von Erichs are in London, so... Yeah, I'm assuming they're all going to be in the Gauntlet Battle Royal bullshit.
Unless, no, I haven't heard it yet, and we're almost getting too late. But part of me thought, did they give us like Dustin and the Von Erichs in a pre-show match? I'm shocked. Maybe. If we're getting one pre-show match, I'm shocked. Good job, Tony Khan.
You were showing restraint. I'm proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
We need QT to save this show. Yeah, well, they brought QT back, but he hasn't been anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Bennett saying, "KJ, you hear the news that nobody is sure now Ricochet show up in AEW?"
I hadn't heard a whole lot of retraction on that story, to be honest. But it wouldn't surprise me, guys. It wouldn't be like, dude, I wouldn't shock me if the night ends and we're like, "Oh my God, what a match. Congratulations, folks. Get your ratings in." Wait. What happened to Ricochet? Like, it wouldn't shock me.
Fair enough. Well, we don't know if he's officially going to show up at all, and we assume pretty heavily that he's going to. That doesn't mean that he hasn't signed or he won't sign, what have you. But It would be interesting if that news breaks and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah. It would be good. And I hate to say this. There's a cynical, evil side of me that when I do see like a story like this, there is a part of me that wants it to go the other way, just in spite of the dirt sheet. Because I love every time they're like, "Shit, our bad, we were wrong."
Oh, so you mean every day that ends in Y for Dave?
Yeah, no, Dave at this point now, he just, he's got like a Hall of Fame status on that one.
Yeah, Dave Meltzer has become the Onion of pro wrestling.
Jesus Christ.
But in Boston is Daniel's Larry's burner account. could be. Daniel back on the good side of the pond tomorrow, boys. Yeah, bright and early. We got a full English breakfast.
Listen, you and I have talked about this a lot. I know a lot of fans are like, "Oh my God, I can't believe they're doing like a daytime pay-per-view." And the poor fans overseas have to deal with watching wrestling at all wee hours of the morning and weird times. And it's a grind for them on the regular. So for it to go the other way, but for you and I, we're like, these are the best. You get up. Yeah, I mean, they're not like super early, 11:30, 12, Get up, have your breakfast, have your coffee, and you got a few hours right in the middle of the day to have some wrestling. By the time it's over, if you want to have that night to yourself, you're good to go.
Well, and especially if you're going to do as long as the pay-per-views do that AEW does. And if you're going to do it on a Sunday, I much prefer the Saturday night pay-per-views, just schedule-wise, because people work on Mondays, Tony. And especially we've been here and the show's getting done at 1 a.m. And just because of how long it's gone and how late it is, I don't care who wins, just make it fast. So this being middle of the afternoon, you get just spend the middle of your day watching some wrestling. It's a nice way to spend the Sunday. You watch it doing football, so might as well do it watching wrestling.
Right. And again, I mean, I think it's good. And even if Tony, feels like he wants to go 6.5 hours, we're still in and around supper time when everything shapes up and wraps up. So I'm all for it. I mean, I don't mind it, even if they did some domestic shows at like 1 p.m.
Yeah. As I've got Shibata out on Collision, and it looks like I'm getting a tag match. Well, Trey Miguel's the special guest referee for this match.
Yes.
In West Revolver. Dave is a boomer. Dave's a geriatric. That's what he is.
Dave's an idiot.
Fossil.
As here comes Jay Lethal.
Is Jay Lethal a misused talent in AEW? He really could be something, or especially on a show like a Collision that was, I thought, supposed to be an alternative to Dynamite. Could be really a solid, worker in that whole division or in that show. But instead, he's just out here with Satnam and the crew.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity that could have been had with Jay Lethal. And if Jay Lethal could be a guy that's on TV a lot, and he's in the ring a lot with some of your greener talent, and in the ring a lot with some of your younger talent that you're trying to work with and develop, that you see a future in. And you have guys like Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, Edge when he's healthy and has 2 legs, to kind of make it, to help, you need some Dolph Zigglers in there. You need guys that are going to be pros and really get the best out of some of this young talent. Because I know some in AEW think they're the best ever and they don't need any coaching, but we all need coaching.
Well, I was going to bring up a whole question off of that too, but as I've got the clowns, we've got Violent J, goddamn oddities coming out right now.
Right.
But are you surprised Tony hasn't bought his own like performance center type deal or anything like that? Of really, you've got guys like a Jay Lethal, QT Marshall, Jeff Jarrett, guys who could be trainers on your roster. Why not set something like that up? And that's a transition when they're done, or if they have time that they're not booked, what have you, they can help people out. But people have to be willing to show up.
Yeah, considering how infamous Tony is for like, oh, they have it, I want one too. I'm kind of surprised they haven't set up some type of system. But I don't think, again, with the way Tony's running this, it's not about, he doesn't have to develop the talent. He just, I buy what I want. I don't have to put the effort into making it too.
That's the problem. That's the problem, because some of these people are greener than goose shit, and they only wrestle once a month, every 2 months even. So they really don't get a lot of opportunity to work on their craft, to plan anything out, to develop in any form or fashion.
Yeah, don't let the indies or WWE or New Japan or AAA or CMLL do all, like, you develop them, guys, and when they're good and I like them, I'll just buy them.
I'll pluck them and then you can have them back later on.
Right. Yeah, Ricochet is part of the IC tournament. Will be nuts, KJ and Nick. I'm in, man. William, I love it. I love the chaos. I want everything to be wrong.
We were out here, I know me especially was saying it was all quiet on the Western Front, so that's what made it seem like he was staying within WWE. So it would blow my mind if that actually happened.
Part of me wished that he just randomly showed up on SmackDown last night just to fuck with everybody.
Just hi.
Is that Ricochet? But we will see, man. We'll see. We're still trying to figure out what happened to MCMG, where they again, I won't believe the Ricochet thing till he walks through the curtain, and it's not because it's Ricochet. I have this policy with everybody now because we've been, I wouldn't even say duped before. We've just believed the wrong people too many
misled,
times.
Led astray.
Misled. So cry wolf all you want. Until I see the fucking thing howling, I'm not buying.
Baron Corbin. But I do think that it would be a better fit, honestly, for me if Ricochet was in AEW. He has more world title aspirations that are possible in AEW. You have a lot of really cool matchups that you can't get in WWE. So I hope that it works out. And we've both talked about it. We hope that if he goes to AEW, it's not he's hot for 2 months and then Tony moves on to the next flavor of the month.
Yeah. But even if it is, like I said, I think for me, if I'm in Ricochet's shoes, And I'm not trying to speak on behalf of the man, but just trying to break it down. You know, okay, I could stay here in the WWE. They're going to pay me X amount of dollars, and I'm going to kind of flutter through this middle of this card for a while. But no, people like me. They treat me good. Okay, I can do that. Tony's going to pay me X amount more dollars. I have more freedom, more time at home, more time with doing whatever the fuck I want. So I get more bookings if I desire. And you know what? If he kind of bobbles my booking, I'll get to, I'll still get paid. And I can still go back when I'm done this contract. Like, this contract's not forever. So I can try it out. And if Tony fucks it up, I can leave when it's done. But in the meantime, I'm going to make some bank.
Well, but are you interested? Like, is it interesting that it's allegedly multiple years? Like,
yeah. So
I assume that's probably like, I don't want to say 4, but maybe 4, at least 2, 3.
I was thinking 3. Like, to me, I'm guessing 3, 4. But if I was a little cautious about my career, I'd look at my age and go, okay, I'll give Tony 2, 3 years. And again, we've seen it with other wrestlers of like, my contract's coming up, I'm ready to go to the WWE, and they did. So I don't fault anybody for doing this, because like you said, I think now Ricochet is a bigger fish in a smaller pond.
Absolutely. We're going to be chopping at the bit for him versus Ospreay. Go ahead. 2
questions. 2 important questions. First one, how long before the first Ricochet Jericho match?
Fuck off. People have already sat there and thrown out and Ricochet's first opponent will be the Learning Tree.
There you go. Second, we know the rumors of what Mercedes got. We know the rumors of what Okada got. We know the rumors about Ospreay. What did Ricochet get? Because name value, he is a mainstay on the bigger show. He had to get paid more than Sasha.
I don't know. I don't want to speculate and open people's pockets. I'm sure it was substantially more than what he was going to get offered from WWE. Because we will see him in like him versus Ospreay. I think we kind of have to see that. Hopefully we get to see like him versus an Omega. I think that'll be a fantastic match. Him versus a Swerve's great match. Him versus a Bryan Danielson, great match. Maybe him and Hangman, I think, can maybe make something work pretty well. So there's a lot of matches that he could have that are going to be really interesting. So they're going to feature him well. So maybe he got out there. I don't know if he got that Sasha money.
Do you think Tony could get the point kind of like, and I mean, some people might argue it's similar to the early AEW days, but you get Ricochet, and if you get your hands on a couple more, at some point he might have enough talent that it doesn't matter how bad the booking is. We know we're about to, if he backslides and fumbles and bumbles Ricochet from Ospreay to to an MJF or to like a Daniel, wherever Darby, but you kind of can't go wrong, even if the story or this makes no sense. But we're about to get a 5-star.
Well, yeah, but is it then you're just a super indie of it's going to have really great matches?
Yeah,
but there's shit for a story.
I'd be happy with that though, and I know some people would argue
that's a bit of what AEW's real bread and butter is, honestly.
Yeah, and I think some people in the chat, some of the people that get mad at me would say that's what they do now. I said, yeah, but the matches they're not actual 5s. You're Ned Flanders out here with your 5-alarm chili. Oh, who am I kidding? It's 2.5 tops. Yeah, like this match isn't bad, but it's very quiet, very slow. I don't dislike the match. I like Jay Lethal and Shibata, but it's not exactly got me. I mean, it's a good match. It's a solid match.
Is it interesting with having Collision going the night before a pay-per-view and nothing from this show outside of maybe 1, maybe 2 matches have any attachment to tomorrow, that it kind of feels like Sunday night heatish, like, and not a good Sunday night heat?
Yeah, I mean, again, I think it's a little bit tricky when you're doing the tape. Like, we see what WWE does, and I know WWE tapes theirs, but they not like in the back-to-back sequence, right? Like, when you're taping it on Wednesday, again, it limits what you can do because you can't give stuff too much away. And in addition to that, I mean, you can lean on pre-tapes. Maybe there should have been more pre-tapes, more.
They always do pre-tapes. They use all the pre-tapes.
Yeah, I mean, because they can't go live because the minute it goes live, whatever the pre-tape says leaks. So
Right.
they're in a pickle with that's. I didn't love, and I don't love the fact that they'll do like they'll tape 3 shows in one night. Even as a paying fan going to the building, that's not cool, man. Like I don't want to be here this long. Please let me leave.
Right. Well, and that they recorded on a Wednesday. So by the time you get to Saturday, you're trying your best to avoid any sort of spoilers, what have you, if you actually want to enjoy watching the show.
Yeah.
I've got clowns blowing up balloons on Wrestling Revolver, and I've got Shibata kicking the sugar honey iced tea out of Jay Lethal on the other screen.
Yeah, there's definitely a balloon being blown. Why?
Words and phrases you never thought you'd hear when talking about pro wrestling.
That was cool. I don't know why they. Oh, he's shooting him with a flower, Nick. Things are getting out of control. Broke a balloon off his face. Doesn't seem like the most violent of moves. Oh, we got the claw.
The claw, boss.
Did he start doing the claw finisher after his lobotomy or before?
Is that just how they put him out? They just grabbed him by the face. And
can someone?
Like, I'm gonna do to you what they did to me.
Yeah, he was holding that knee. I saw him earlier when he did the drop kick in the corner. He kind of grabbed his knee after. I feel like Jay was working the leg a little, but it was funny when he first went into that corner.
He's grabbing it again after this.
It's still in a bit.
Hamstring.
Mm-hmm. By the way, Sammy Guevara, very interesting times with Sammy Guevara. In a suit and a man bun.
He had a kid and he cleaned himself up. He got his together. Right. He got his act together. But Shibata gets the win with an armbar, as I believe the Clowns picked up the win too on Revolver.
Now, is he relegated to the tapings due to
people have speculated about that? That's why he's been on Ring of Honor, is because
imagine. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there.
No, you're good. Literally, that's bounce. Go.
Imagine, like, Sammy's been one of Tony's favorites for like 4 or 5 years. And then he got this shiny new Sasha toy. And it's like, sorry, Sammy, you got to go. Now, it's Sammy's fault. Don't get me wrong. I'm not letting Sammy off the hook at all. He's an idiot. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's interesting. It's a very interesting dynamic of, okay, but you're still, I mean, you can't, we learned with the Punk shit, you can't just keep everybody apart. It doesn't work.
No, because then you're breeding a hostile work environment. You're waiting for something to boil over there. But it does seem like Sammy's maybe realized, like, I got to play ball here because I don't really have too much of a pot to piss in.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean, he was already suspended because he sat there and bludgeoned Jeff Hardy in the face with a knee when he was already clearly out. So I think that he's really been on thin ice a bit. I know, like you said, he's Tony's favorite, but it's not like I think WWE would be clamoring to bring in a Sammy Guevara.
No, I do think there's potential with Sammy, like in an NXT, and see if you can develop him. But again, I don't know how many. Your whole roster can't be small guys. You know, I know. Yeah. I'm not saying every guy has to be huge, but part of wrestling was like the dynamic of like, look at this big badass guy. Like, oh, I never want to bump into wrestler X in walking down an alley, and like, 80% of the AEW roster is not intimidating to anybody.
They don't pass the airport test.
Fact.
316 saying, did you see that The Undertaker said he enjoyed the Liv and Dom story? I've not seen. Oh, really? You have? I didn't see Taker's take on it. That's a funny way to put that.
You know what's funny? I've started listening to quite a bit of his podcast,
6 Feet Under.
6 Feet Under. I kind of like it. I kind of like listening. It's just so weird because it's still The Undertaker, and he's just like shooting the shit about getting hammered all the time and fucking around with the, Godfather. Like, it's amazing.
Right. Well, that's what we've always wanted, and we kind of knew once this man really retired and let down the gimmick of he's got to have some of the best stories because he is the icon. He has been there from the Hulk Hogan days to literally Roman Reigns days. He's seen it all.
You can actually physically see the Undertaker twitch a little when someone says Hulk Hogan. It's amazing. Like you should see it like viscerally. You just like
well, because I at least saw the one where he was talking about where Terry sat there and convinced him that he actually hurt him, and Taker got into a world of shit for it when he wasn't anywhere near close.
No, I mean, again, a crazy dynamic. But no, so anyway, back to Liv and Dom. And I think one thing, and I know, Nick, you do this as well. Like, I listen to I take in a lot of wrestling content. We hear live every day. We watch all the wrestling shows. So we want to be able to say to people, like, when we give a wrestling opinion, it's based on all the wrestling. We have a pretty good gauge of the standard for as much wrestling as we watch. The same thing with the content. Like, we want to be in the know. So I listen to Undertaker's opinion. I listen to Bullies, Cornettes. Even, I'll read the Meltzer stuff just because I want to see what his opinion is. I want to know where everyone stands. And that's why Nick and I come out here unbiased, unscripted, unprepared sometimes. And just spit from the hip. And but the Undertaker's bang on. Like, he's saying the exact same shit we're saying. Like, it's great storytelling. And it's the ear test, man. If the crowd is going bananas in any direction with a reaction, that is over. That is money. That is tickets sold. That is eyes on product.
Absolutely. Well, and I think too, with the way WWE does storytelling, and speaking of everybody that we pay attention to, I think it was Bischoff that had this take of the stuff like WWE storytelling is easy to follow. That doesn't mean it's bad. That doesn't mean it's simple, but it's easy to follow. It's easy to go along from step A to step B. You know where this is going, why everybody has the same motives, what have you. A lot of wrestling companies, especially AEW at times, really struggle with that you've got to, it's over convoluted.
You're trying to reinvent the wheel, and there's a reason why stories have been told the same way forever, right? Like bad guy, good guy. Now you can have variations within that realm. Relax people, but again, you have bad guy, good guy, and you're trying to get from point A to point B, right? The bad guy did something to the good guy needs to save the day, the bad guy wants revenge, whatever. And keep it when it's all the moving parts. We just talked about it. You have 4 number 1 contenders. You got people with titles. You got people in factions that are partnering with other people in other factions. You have to have, like, Tony doesn't need a notebook. He needs a board where he has, the start date, the names, who's working together, and it has to be linear. The fans have to follow it. And you can have bumps in the road, but we have to be able to be, that's all, folks. You have to be able to follow the narrative. And if it's chaos, you can't.
Yeah, you almost need to storyboard it. You need to really, here's act 1, act 2, act 3, and how do we get in between each act?
This compared to this doesn't fucking matter. This to this doesn't matter, right? Like, Tony, it's more than that. You have to have long-term plans. You got to know where you're going. And that's the biggest thing with me when it comes to the storytelling is you can tell that whoever's making the show is looking right now. Like, what do we do right now without thinking about, well, how does this tie into what we did and where we want to take this?
Exactly. As I've got Stat training Bivens right now, and I've got,
by the way, sorry, folks.
And I've got Lince Dorado taking on Gringo Loco.
Say that again.
Lince Dorado taking on Gringo Loco.
I mash up that man's name like I do with a lot of the names, but I don't know why that one tongue twist.
Karen, just now you got me fucking it up. I was gonna say it's like goddamn Canyonero, but Lince Dorado.
Exactly. But we are getting Bibbins and Statlander in action, by the way, folks. And look at this entrance. I like that they gave her this aha vibe.
Aha ha ha.
Take on me.
Wildcat Championship Wrestling belts, WWE's old leather provider. Fun facts with Boston. Get rid of Rampage and get 2 hours of Ring of Honor, says Ken. They need to get Ring of Honor on TV and can probably do away with a Rampage,
right?
Just even if it's an hour of Ring of Honor.
Yeah, I feel like the Statlander just lifted Bibbins onto the stairs. That's amazing. Who are they wrestling? Sorry, I'm just trying to see who they're wrestling.
No, that's good. As I've got Dorado and Loco having a hell of a lucha match here.
Bibbins looks like you took Apollo Crews and put him in the dryer for too long.
Yeah, little Wakanda forever. And bro, what is this? Kid Lycos and Nina Samuels. So what is this? Like tall, female wrestler, bring your fucking submissive boyfriend to work day shit? Bivens and Kid Lycos look like this is their moms realized they were fighting on the playground. So now we're going to settle this in the ring.
That's too funny. It 100% does look that. Bivens into the ring. He stat on the outside. Bivens about to get a pin. Let's go. Bivens slam. Bivens slam.
Does he drop the leg drop?
Man, I hope so, but he tags Stat in.
Oh, Gringo with a moonsault 2 count. RM, I'm sorry, why is Stat and Willow in a mixed tag again? Because they fumbled the booking. They fudged it up. That's why. It should have been a singles match.
And Kid Lycos, a close friend to our buddy.
Which buddy?
Wow. He's such a good friend. He just completely...
Right, such a good friend. Can't remember his name. We're friends with Bivens?
I wish.
I could use some representation.
Right? Let's go. But Bivens gets the pin. Bougie.
Oh, fair enough.
Bougie. Sorry, folks. Love you, Bougie. I hope he doesn't see this clip.
Right. He's going to be like, these sons of bitches.
Fucking hate these guys.
What in the hell am I watching, AW? What are you guys doing? Yeah, it's literally like I said, it's like 2 school kids. Will fight on the playground, and their mom said, nope, you guys are going to settle this right now. I don't care who wins, but you're going to settle it.
Right. Bivens got a microphone. And this Gringo Lince Dorado match is cooking.
Absolutely. Well, Gringo's he's always been one of those guys that's been kind of up there a bit on the independent scene. Like I know when Collision was having its residency in Austin, they used Gringo quite a bit. Like he had the match with Hologram, etc. As somebody was pointing out, don't worry, we're probably going to get Ricochet versus Hologram. You keep bringing that up, and I don't want to admit it.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna. Somebody put it in the chat. We're gonna get Ricochet. There it is. Daniel Bennett on it.
Yeah.
Now, where's the comment I just had? Because I wanted to say something about that too. Yeah. Oh, okay. We got that one too. Yeah, this is long. We don't need all this. But no, Gringo often touted as the best American-born lucha guy out there.
He doesn't at all have the body though of a lucha. He very much looks like Danny McBride.
Yeah, he really looks.
He's
like
bound and down. My guy is what he is. Like there needs to be that crossover at some point.
That should be his gimmick, actually.
I think it kind of is.
Oh, speaking of eastbound and down, Dorado getting dropped on the top of the chair. Gooch first.
Took that man to Browntown.
What is the rumors of Maiko Oko potentially signing with AEW? Not much. I mean, do you have a big opinion on this? I think it's a good talent, but we'll see.
I hadn't heard the rumors. The only thing that to me would be the reasoning is because he had the match with MJF. Yeah. That would be really it.
Mm-hmm. Well, people kind of jump off, right? Like that's kind of a very indicative of the internet society of you see, oh, MJF wrestled a guy. Well, now he's coming to the company too. And used to just be in your head, like you'd have your imagination, you'd fantasy book, but now you can put your every fucking thought, whim, and desire on the internet. So that's what people kind of get the cart ahead of the horse. If he signs and he's good, great. If you book him well, his wife or fiance, also a very talented wrestler. So if it helps the overall show, great.
But I would like to cite Anthony Ogogo that I feel 100% would be the same type of situation. So wake me up before you go. I don't know if just because he wrestled MJF that you need to turn around and sign him. Mm-hmm. Maybe you bring him in, what have you, like, because the kid's going to turn around and get thrown to Jericho just like Tommy Billington.
Yeah. I mean, again, often very, that tends to be the case. So, yeah, right now we are getting a video package on Mariah May and Tony Storm, narrated by some dude.
By some dude.
And we haven't even been changing the slide tonight, so that's how much we're into that. Yeah. There you go. Pardon me.
Part of me, part of you. Anthony, what up, my God? What's up, chat? How is everyone doing?
Good evening, sir. Hope you are doing well. And big shout out to Anthony. We haven't seen him on the channel for a couple of days, but big shout out. Hope you're doing well, sir. Hope everyone is doing well with you. So we miss you, and we're looking forward to getting you back on here.
Right.
I gotta ask: is Space God my dad?
Are you Space Jesus?
I have no idea where that even came from.
Stoner, maybe the blunt should not be with you right now at this moment in time. You might have, reached the point of saturation.
Right. Uncle Buck, one of the best movies ever. Here comes Hook, by the way. This is the match we've been all talking about.
This is the moment we've been waiting for, folks.
Who would have thought a Hook?
You can't even give this guy an eye patch. He's just got K2 tape and shit just over his eye.
Cut me, Mick. Cut me.
When they go to take this shit off, he's not going to have an eyebrow. He's going to look like he woke up and he passed out first in a frat.
I mean, listen. I will say, at least for once, how about this? Think about this, everybody. A Hook gets a fireball, a tissue paper in the face.
Hadouken.
Eye patch for weeks. Jack Perry, torched. Won the match.
I thought you were going to say about with Tagaloa, who granted, he just got the thumb in the eye, the hook.
Right.
But turned around and was back fine.
No, think about it. This poor Hook's been struggling for weeks with a fucking tissue paper caught on fire. And Jack Perry showed up to work on Wednesday looking fine.
100%. It should have been like to where he had the whole eye patch underneath, and then he reviews, "I'm actually fine." Blah blah blah.
Right. He'll do that. He's doing that on Sunday, 100%.
Yeah, but they've got so he's gonna just have like all the bandages, and it's gonna be like ow, 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 ow.
Fucking his eyeballs looking back at him. What the
right? Oh.
Jericho shaking hands with Nigel. Yeah, they just threw a whole bunch of tape around his eye. Oh, yeah. Look, with the body shot, this looks ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm struggling visually with this situation.
Well, that's a bit of the issue of you have somebody the size of Hook that's taking on somebody the size of Big Bill. I mean, we had Big Trouble Ben Bishop on here, and he can look, Big Bill eye to eye. Right. So see it, this literally, again, this is a problem, Tony, with part of your roster, and especially if you want guys like a Bobby Lashley to show up. Who the fuck are they going to wrestle? We've seen back-to-back matches now where people look like it's bring your kid to work day.
It looks like it reminds me of like Mike Tyson Punch-Out. Like fucking when your player is this tiny little guy and you're up against the monster. That's what he looks like.
As Big Bill is just manhandling Hook as he should, as we're still underway with Gringo Loco and Lindsay as Gringo gets caught up. Oh, that was that chair shot.
The other Dorado's helping out.
Mrs. Dorado. Canyonero. I bet you guys.
The crowd is loud as shit.
Oh, yeah. That's the one thing I heard about Collision. That's the one rumor I had heard. The one spoiler is that everybody was just over the moon for Big Bill. Now he has text on the back of his tights, and I'm trying to figure it out. I'm not trying to look at the man's ass. Pause. But yeah.
Isn't it like the area code or some shit?
No. Oh, too much man. And it's a quote from Tony Schiavone on the back of his trunks.
Oh, what is it?
Too much man, I believe, is the quote. And it's a quote from Tony Schiavone. I saw at least Schiavone.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Thanks, guys. I'll be in the chat sometime tomorrow, though. Jericho made me read thanks, guys. Like,
I was like, why'd you slip into Jericho there?
Dude, he's taking over. He's taking over.
He's living rent free in your brain.
Right. Oh, Gringo Loco is Space God. Losers.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. Loco's crazy, is it not?
Yes.
And Gringo's white dude, no?
Right. Crazy Caucasian is his name, not Space God. Space goes from coast to coast.
We're breaking it down. It's his nickname. I got it.
Right.
Lying to me, Damien. No, I'm just kidding.
Big splash in the corner from Big Bill. Yeah, this is 100% as Brian Keith's just out in the crowd. Or no, he's out at ringside. But this looks literally like if your fucking uncle just showed up to beat his fucking kid's ass of you're going to challenge me for the grill, kid.
It's like, oh, man. See, when you have like a Rey Mysterio who's a little guy, but Mysterio's fast and he's flying around. But when you have a little tough guy against a big tough guy, fuck. Like, your chances are not good. Like, there's no stylistic advantage to Hook. Like, what's Hook's over on Bill?
Yeah, it's not. As they go to pictures, Chris just, hi guys.
Right?
I think he was just looking at us right there, just taunting us.
I hate him so much. It's so funny.
As we've got all the Dorados beating up Gringo right now. We've got literally multiple Dorados in fucking robes.
All the Dorados.
Right. I struggle with the word robes for some reason. Roads. Roads.
All right,
yeah,
folks.
There's no situation, to where Big Bill looks like he has an upper hand or an advantage on Big Bill.
Sorry, Nick.
No, you're good. Go ahead.
The small guys always had, like, if you were a little guy, you were like a technician, so you knew how to get the big guy in holds, or you were a fast guy. You ran around, you kept them on their toes.
Right.
With the Hook situation, he's just a little tough guy. So he doesn't have any type of, like, the fact that this match didn't end already, the man is equal. Stand him up to Big Bill. He's the equivalent of one of Bill's legs.
Weight-wise, too, as well. And that's the thing is Hook's whole offense is based on suplexes, grappling. You're going to out-grapple the guy that's got over a solid foot of height on you and is double your body weight. Yeah.
Listen, I'm in a way too good of a mood, and that bait is way too obvious. But I hope you enjoy the show, Boston.
Britt Baker is not on Mercedes level, says Justin.
We'll find out real quick.
And you talked about this, especially as we're in picture on Collision and Dorado Mania running wild on Wrestling Involvement. But you said that during the prediction show that it really is, for lack of a better term, nut up or shut up time when it comes to Mercedes. This is now it's time to show your value. You're out there. This is the moment you wanted. You were here last year as the big hyped, signee that was coming in and everything. This is your moment to show up and show, because that's what the show's about. So now if you go out there and lay a goddamn egg, you can't run away from that now. Right.
Is that? I feel like that's grounds. Like, I should put him in the penalty box.
Well, Stoner's out there saying he's been taken over by the learning tree. That's what it is. If one of the, Jericho's terrible vines, snuck up behind and, choked him out.
Oh, no, I think he'd be into that. Never mind. Find your center, KJ, and just let the learning tree pass on. Yeah. 100%.
Blah, blah.
But the crowd is losing it for the heel. Like, Big Bill.
And Big Bill's literally stiffy. And they're like, yes, tell us to fuck off. Tell us to fuck off.
What happened? Did they
it's infectious. It's spreading like terrible diseases.
Did the fucking gas they're leaking into the building finally take effect during this match? Look at the crowd. Like, Bill doesn't even know what to do, so he starts fighting.
And that's such the weird part here is Big Bill is over like Rover, like W. Morrissey. I've been a fan of his since he was W. Morrissey, and he came back, and it was great. And the guy's got to look. The guy can actually really wrestle and works well for a big guy. And he's doing the Hook impression.
They're losing their mind.
That's the thing is
he's coking it up. This is
insane. But he's stuck with goddamn Jericho, so he's just hitched to the fucking anchor.
This is insane.
Big Bill Mania running wild, brother.
But he's supposed to be getting heat, just for the record, but who cares? Like, look, this is madness.
They're losing their noodles.
This may be the biggest fan
Jericho
reaction.
even looks concerned. He's like, what the fuck is this?
He's like, dude, I'm the good guy.
What is this noise they're doing?
Then the Bill's like,
what is this noise?
Right? So poor Hook is about to get
they're literally doing like the Ring of Honor ECW to where they're on the guardrail just clapping and everything for Big Bill just stomping this kid.
Stomping the shit out of everything. Big Bill got over on Hook. And Jericho looking around like, oh fuck, this isn't what it's supposed to be.
This wasn't supposed to go this way.
Oh, I love it. Big Bill, listen, if they want to really get a pop, Big Bill just roll out of the ring and big boot Jericho right in the mouth. The place will come unglued. You'll have women having children in the stands on the spot.
Does he get a huge reaction tomorrow at All In?
I hope so. This is insane. This is gonna get him over. Oh, he hit his head. Thanks, Jericho. Fucking dork.
Thanks, guys.
And this is where he loses because he bumped his head.
AGH3 said, you guys deserve an award for sitting through this crap, so we don't have to. This has been the funnest match of the night on both shows.
Yeah. This is the best thing AEW has given us all week.
And it's just the crowd popping and losing their mind for Big Bill.
But Big Bill playing into it and starting to like I said, like Hook's looking at him like, dude, what's happening? He's like, just go with it, brother.
Right.
Leg drop coming up. Oh, horrible clothesline. Big suplex from Hook. And they're booing. Wait. No, they're booing Hook. And Jericho yells out loud, Nick. Oh, now they're getting behind Hook. No, motherfucker. They're not.
I'm still, again, I swear to God, I think his hearing needs to get checked.
No, it's you only hear what you want to hear. Oh, thanks. I like to keep my hair short.
Yeah, no. Well, he's been out there around all of these terrible fucking speakers and everything when he's playing these Fozzy concerts. His Hook's now throwing around Brian Keith too.
Yeah, poor Brian Keith gets jobbed out by a 120-pound kid.
They're popping like it's fucking like Taker hitting a clothesline or a choke slam on goddamn Shawn Michaels for Big Bill about to choke slam Hook.
And they're booing the shit out of Hook. Boston, I'm not clicking on it, but you made me giggle a little.
Oh, he licked his hand. Oh, and that's how they get into the Kata Hajime bullshit.
Wait, he's still standing up. Oh, I cracked my voice on that one. He was still on his feet. Did they call for an end of that match?
He tapped.
And the dude was still standing up.
Hook tapped him while he was still standing up with a backpack Kata Hajime.
Oh, yeah. He ends up being down. Dude, I thought he was on his feet. My bad.
No, he was on his feet. He still tapped. You don't have to be down to tap.
Yeah, but I thought the ref called a stoppage to it. I was like, that didn't make any sense.
No, it was a tap.
Oh, I missed the tap. There you go. But still, that giant man just got choked up by that child.
Because he just, fucking yoded him. It was run, 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 run. I can be your backpack while you run.
Yo, Jericho's gonna. They're gonna lose their mind for Jericho tomorrow. I'm gonna be confused as shit.
No way, no way.
Oh, we're getting Jack Perry Taco Bell spot.
Yeah, Chalupa Perry.
See, this is pretty good.
I like the scapegoat gimmick a bit if it wasn't super tied to CM Punk per se, or if they hadn't gone the way they did with showing the footage, him being part of the elite. He should just be this whole fucking outlaw from everything of the company turned their back on me, you fans turned your back on me, of he should just be fuck the system, Jack Perry, instead of this, well, I've got to pair myself with the Young Bucks because Cucamonga kids. Like this promo, the new title, all works. Him coming out with the goddamn goat's head and everything when he was in New Japan, all worked.
It's just tough when like I think that's where I struggle a little bit at times with AEW of like your biggest superstars, your number one guys in a lot of ways, or guys that are booked to win, or like a lot of Hook, Jack Perry, Darby, Daniel Garcia, a lot of little guys that I feel like I could be world champion next week if I showed up.
Well, that, like we talked about before, is right? How does a Bobby Lashley show up? We just saw Big Bill versus Hook, and physically that makes no sense of a matchup that Hook ends up winning. It literally is a super suspension of disbelief.
Yeah. So and again, the David versus Goliath narrative only works sometimes, like once in a while. That's what it's unique. It's a dynamic. That's what works at the time. But you can't always do it. It can't, like every week, the Gates of Agony have lost to every guy under 5'5" in the company.
Facts. Well, and normally too, at some points, Goliath looks like Goliath and is built up to be that way before he gets beaten, by David. Not just literally he's, Goliath's, fucking Solomon's henchman.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's crazy. I cannot believe why did that happen? Did the Welsh just is he part Welsh? Did he do something like?
Yeah, the guy that was out there with, SAWFT, soft. Yeah, I'm sure he's Welsh. That's why the W was in soft.
Right, exactly, right?
KJ, Tony's a little guy. So, yeah.
Tony's a little guy. Yeah, is that part of it? Like he doesn't want to hire guys
he doesn't want to be intimidated. He doesn't want to have to scream at somebody. Right? Like think about it, him yelling at Big Bill. Now you listen here. You're gonna go out there.
Right.
Speaking of Tony,
Big Bill gets to the back after that, and Tony stands up on a chair. You listen here. You're supposed to get heat. What is happening?
Oh, right, yeah. He makes the Big Bill sit down and bend the knee just so Tony can talk to him.
Tony's sitting on his knee.
Yeah, look at Santa Claus. Now for All In, I want you to get that same reaction.
It's crazy. Now, but that will pay off big for him because that will resonate with Tony. We'll get a lot of Big Bill should have kicked Jericho in the face, even if it wasn't on plan or on script. Just do it. The crowd would have went nuts.
Right.
Jericho would have been upset. I would have cheered.
Well, I was clicking on Tony because he said this comment multiple times here, so I figured might as well give him some time. But one pre-show fight, I think an additional 5 more pre-show fights will be added tonight. I hope not. Don't you put that evil out there.
Not yet so far, and we're getting pretty close to the end. So, listen, they give us 1 or 2 max, and I'll stay in a comfort zone if that's okay. But if he keeps 1, I'll be super impressed.
Yeah, and because then that's still 9 matches on the main show, which is a hell of a restraint for them. And especially, like I've said, I assume at least one of those matches is going an hour plus. Mm-hmm. So you're going to need time for shit to breathe, for people to take a fucking walkabout.
And I wonder if part of it might be the fact that some places, now I don't know if this is the case in this particular time, but there are times where you got to be very cautious of the time that you start and finish. Generally midnight, when you're in the US, but you want to be kind of up and out, but you don't know what the regulations are there. Could force their hand to be like, you got to be out and done, right?
Well, wasn't that the case? I think when SummerSlam went to Brooklyn or something like that, it happened somewhere to where the train stopped running by the time the show got out. So
that was the last AEW pay-per-view and we were talking about it. Oh
shit.
I was in New York or not? Was it New York? No.
St. Louis?
St. Louis?
No, that was Dynasty.
What was the last one we just watched?
Oh, Christ.
Forbidden Door was in New York. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Long Island.
Yes.
So that's what it was. They were talking about, oh, shit, the trains are going to be going. It's
yeah, that's an actual thing you have to consider.
Oh, no, wait. Never mind. That's Davari. It's Davari. I thought it was Ricochet. My bad.
Jinder Mahal comes out. Well, that's another guy who's floating around. Could we see Jinder show up somewhere?
Again, I don't think like TNA great. Work the Indies great. AEW, what do you do? Like if Jinder comes in, he should be the world champion within 3 days because you just dummy everybody.
Just size. Just he's bigger than goddamn everybody. Him and TNA wouldn't be a bad shout. Like him versus a Moose, something like that.
Him versus Hammerstone, maybe.
Yeah.
Because they'll give you that old 80s back and forth big man match.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to see all the wrestlers be big bodybuilders, right? Like Vince had the opposite vibe. Like Vince didn't care if they could move, walk. Like, can you hit 3 moves? All right, you're huge. Go. Like, I like, but it's got to be a mix. But I can't watch something that's completely unbelievable all the time.
Right. I was going to say, cut to Mason Ryan, Nathan Jones, Chris Masters, etc., etc.
Destroying the place.
Right. Christ, Heidenreich, etc.
As we got Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett. I wonder if when you sign a contract in AEW, do you get a +1? Is that like is there a +1? Like you sign, but part of the deal is you get to pick one other person to sign. Like everybody brings somebody. Like
you get a dependent on the contract,
right? Mercedes got a writer, Pepper Pop. We
Pepper
got
Potts, the Tony Stark.
Yeah, right. Jerry got to bring his wife. I know the Bucks gave their wives some internal jobs. Like it's honestly everyone gets a +1 to the AEW signing.
Right. But Tony saying, "Resting for life, keep up the good work."
Okay.
AD and AZ saying, "The only place I can come to cool down."
Yo. Listen to the crowd. We're gonna sing off. See, this is why Jeff Jarrett should be on your all-in card, Tony. You made us believers, and you fucked it up. Listen, look. All the heels are over in this Welsh.
It's Bizarro land, and it's sad that I remember being out here and clamoring for Jeff Jarrett. Please don't be on screen. Please don't be on TV. Stick to your back roll position. And Jeff Jarrett has somehow become one of the best things in AEW.
That's where a lot of people we talk a lot, especially with the IWC, of like, oh, that guy's buried. Oh, they ruined him. Oh, she's done. And in one fucking 90-second pre-tape, they won us back on a guy that we were mad at for years. So it's that's how easy wrestling. Like people overanalyze, like, oh, he lost a couple matches. They're never, if they do the right thing, off and running again. Here we go.
Right.
Jarrett's a perfect example. Like they missed the mark with this one.
Has Davari doing the strut. Just Joe saying Luther was Jericho's +1.
They're chanting F him up, Jarrett. F him up, Jarrett. F him up.
F him up. F him up, Jarrett. F him up.
Except for Adam Copeland, Beth is not with AEW. We were waiting for Beth.
What'd you say?
We were waiting for Beth. Like that's Adam's +1.
Yeah, I think that's going to happen sooner rather than later.
This is the biggest crowd reaction I've ever seen Jeff Jarrett get anywhere. I can't think of another time where the crowd were losing their mind and singing for Jeff Jarrett. Ever at this level.
Absolutely. Well, even last year when he was taking on Grado, everyone was just cheering for Grado.
Yeah.
But it's interesting as hell, though, that we're going to have you on Collision. But like, just everybody that they're supposed to be booing is getting cheered, and everybody that they're supposed to be cheering is getting booed.
Yeah. Now Boston's in KJ mode. Fucking bullshit down there. Fucking
you're foreign filth.
Dude, I'm loving. Look at this. Go, Jarrett. Go, Jarrett. This is amazing.
I really think it is just because he's such a vet and everything. And he actually has been really good. He's still a really good pro wrestler.
Right? It's insane. Let's go to Wales, where Jeff Jarrett and Big Bill are the two most over guys in the building.
Yeah.
Jarrett, tell him. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the same show that's featured, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, etc. And now this is, or we're going to still see with Pac and Claudio and all of that. But Jeff Jarrett and Big Bill are your two top draws.
Yeah. Double J actually making a dime. I'm sure he's making a good penny, and his wife's probably getting a paycheck as well. She's on-screen talent. They're doubling down on this one. So, yeah, they're probably making pretty solid money. Again, if you're smart enough to get it out of the piggy bank, so be it.
Right. With this ovation, would you see Jeff Jarrett win his 11th world title at his age?
No.
Not unless it's like a Ring of Honor world title.
The Welsh crowd really like Jarrett. Give him a title. No, it's a bit of a jump.
They can't be in Wales every week.
True. I kind of wish they were. This is excellent.
Do they just need to go full UK?
I mean, again, well, they do extremely well in the UK, but obviously Wembley's been successful. No matter what people say, it's a success. And you see this crowd. I mean, again, maybe places like Florida and Chicago aren't that wooed and wowed about the flippy floppy as they used to be.
Well, those were really, I think, based because you were going to get like Mussolini and Kennedy. That's what would really sell the tickets for those shows.
Yeah. Well,
Keyshawn, we were waiting for Keyshawn to pop in with this because he's got to be losing his damn mind. If this man should be at All In.
It's insane. When you see how they are reacting to him, Nick, you got to feel like, oh, come on, Tony, you kind of missed. And if you film this on Wednesday, so you've had 3 days to think about it, where you could have dropped in something.
We still might get something at the wee mornings of the hour here.
Yeah, maybe. But Jarrett feels like, shit, I want to hear 50,000 people sing Jarrett songs now.
Right.
Stop.
Spaz with a $10 super chat. If you'll allow a mega plug, do we allow a mega plug like a mega pint?
The dollars are on the table, sir. So how could we say no?
Strange for a piece change. I got 2 new episodes up for All In weekend. One is a preview with Jake Don DeMarco. The other is a by the numbers breakdown of the AEW and WWE women's division. Big love, guys.
Oh, anytime, man. We appreciate it. We appreciate that. Go check it out. Go check out our buddy Spaz. Been an awesome, very generous supporter of this channel. So go give Spaz some love.
Right. Swerve versus Danielson versus Jarrett. All In makes sense.
Make it make sense. Make it work. Know what you do? You put him in the gauntlet match and have him come out and fuck Adam Page.
Yeah. Well, again, then why would you not just have the match at the pay-per-view? Now, granted,
yeah,
I thought we could have done the whole thing to where you had Jeff Jarrett out there. If he goes back to when he was on GCW with him and Cardona, he's pretty much more Undertaker, Last Cowboy.
Yeah.
And he's maybe the one that sends Danielson off of. That could have been career versus career, whatever the fuck, something.
Right. That's not a bad show.
But at least if we got Jeff Jarrett versus Hangman, because that's what it seems like we've been setting up to. Does he show up and help Ricochet win the Battle Royal because he screws over Hangman, and that's, the final 2 in the Battle Royal?
Maybe. I mean, I again, you're right. Why didn't you just book the match? But I'm
Right.
just like in my head, I'm like, how do we salvage this and get a Jarrett pop at Wembley? That might be it. Jarrett come running out. Like it looks like Paige is gonna win the gauntlet match, and he gets a fucking guitar for his efforts.
Then he actually can say he broke 1,000 guitars and drew a dime.
Yeah. Oh, I finally got the stupid comment. I answered it all serious, like.
Yeah, no, it's 100%. This man broke 1,000 guitars, never drew a dime. That's always the line that has haunted Jeff Jarrett, I think, for the longest time.
But again, knows how to put a punch in there. And listen, Davari's a vet. Like Davari, we give Davari some love. His brother over at WWE, but they've been around forever. So them two, again, a solid pro wrestling match. They didn't have to go in the crowd. They haven't used a table. It's just straight up solid wrestling match.
I'm surprised that Anthony doesn't like certain aspects of AEW because this is just old TNA. That's what this is. This is just old TNA.
Yeah.
Jay Lethal, Davari, Jeff Jarrett. It's just old TNA.
Right. It is. That's what their faction name should be. TNA 2009.
Well, I saw shout out Tom Campbell who was trying to call them TNA asshole, like TNA holes or something like that.
TNA holes. Oh, here comes the strut. The crowd goes wild. This is amazing, dude. That's the biggest pop ever for a Jarrett strut in the history of Jarrett strut.
Right. Dude, I have Speedball's doing double duty on Wrestling Revolver.
Yes.
Or it might be an intermission. I don't know because this is #Revolver Friday.
It's another Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. So it is their intermission. I was like, this man's literally like we were talking about before. He's out here doing triple, quadruple duty.
Oh, someone called in sick. He's like, I'll do it.
You're right. Just give me an extra hot dog and I'm good.
Flatliner. The stroke. The win. Dude, I always liked his. I even like his entrance music. He still has his old entrance music. I like it, man.
Right? Blasphemy, Nick. This is not old TNA. Don't you dare disgrace TNA. Oh, I got the lovers mad at me. Old TNA had stories, though. I don't know what AEW is. I'm not saying that it's the same quality. I'm saying it's the same talent doing the same matches. Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett. It's old TNA. It's literally the TNA X division.
Oh, everyone stop what you're doing, Nick. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
The biggest star in wrestling hologram is on the screen.
Is he, or is he just an astral projection?
Dude, it's so fucked.
Keyword ass in that whole.
Would be hilarious if they did a switcheroo and they try and sell it as it was like Ricochet takes the mask off, but you're like,
fucking hell. No. We could sit there and holograms of Tupac, but this fucking abomination called hologram has to constantly be on our goddamn screen.
I'm speechless almost. Why would you put this much effort into hologram? Imagine you put
because it's Tony's first creation. It's look what I made. He's Stuart from Mad TV going up to Shad Khan like Stuart's mom of look what I can do.
That's what it feels like.
Look what I just made. Look what I can do.
I made it a blue lucha. I've never seen a blue lucha. Like, what are we doing? To me, it goes to show his mentality. Like, for stories to come out that, like, this was his creative baby and he produces this, you're like, okay, where is your maturity level on the scale of everything?
Right. It's TK in a mask. That's 100%. I think this is he bought 2K24 because ain't nobody playing Fight Forever at all. They tried to give that shit away and people still gave it back to him. But when he makes a wrestler and he has his whole My Career mode and everything, he wrestles his hologram because it's the same type of style that he clearly likes his wrestling because that's most of what fits and most of who he books and everything. 100%. It's about the same stature and all that because it's a lot of small guys. We talked about that earlier. Tony's a small guy too as well. And he gets a mask, so it could be anybody underneath there. It's always a surprise, and he's so cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just, I don't get it. I don't get it. I did want to ask you about this as well, Nick. Last week, Eddie Kingston made kind of his AEW appearance or return, so to speak.
Well, and just more of cut a promo from his couch, but still, anytime this man has a microphone in front of his face, it's gold.
It's gold.
But yeah, to where he's even still out there, like, to hell with Daniel, still was petty as all hell. But at least that they're still working in Eddie and still having him do stuff, because that's what I really worried about with Eddie going away and being hurt. Like, he could just get forgotten. He could stop getting booked. They won't use him, what have you. Now, granted, he did maybe need a little bit of that go away, refresh, recharge, even beyond the injury, what have you, of freshen up. Like we talked about last night, of people need time away. And especially when you have this deep of a roster, it might not hurt to, rotate people in and out. But I'll never say no to Eddie Kingston on my screen, even though I know most people think he looks like a plumber.
Yeah, he looks like a plumber. Talks about him possibly being there tomorrow night. Could happen.
In what capacity? He comes out in a wheelchair with his knee in a brace and everything like that. He comes out on crutches.
Maybe, I don't know. Lots of speculation. Like, realistically, if what we've seen online came true, we'd have like 13 returns, 12 fucking new signings. 2 surprise. It's just chaos. It's chaos.
Absolutely. Right.
Oh, they added something here.
All in 0 hour, Dustin Rhodes, the Von Erich, Sammy Guevara, and Shibata versus Cage of Agony on Undisputed Kingdom. 8-man. 10-man tag. 10-man tag.
You know what? I'm okay with I'm glad they put all 10 men into one match instead of like spreading them out over 3 matches.
17 matches. Yes. Yeah, no, and we talked about they were probably going to add another one, and that's really here's everything going on. We saw Sammy and Dustin and Shibata all being friendly and everything earlier tonight. We knew the Von Erichs were there, so now you've got something going, and that's a 10-man tag. That's something you can just go in the background and have that playing while we're talking, other people are talking. You go and fix, what you're having for your afternoon snack. You're setting up your party platter, everything like that. Well, that match is just going on.
Yeah. Hologram was a wrestler. Yeah, exactly what Nick said. And it's spot on. It's 100% what that is.
Spaz with a $5 super chat with a not for me plug now. So who else are we plugging? Anyone who has Fight Network, my local Fed Dynasty Wrestling has a weekly show coming to Fight Network in the next few months.
Nice.
There you go. Rocco saying, watch Eddie will be there and turn on Brain. Fucking House of Dragons there, fucking Game of Thrones turns on Brain, and so we get Eddie versus Brain. You spelled Brain twice, different ways with this.
Right.
Versus Darby versus Swerve for All Out.
Right.
Darby versus Swerve isn't until Grand Slam. Or Darby versus title challenger.
Yeah, no, go Eddie Danielson at Wrestle Dream.
Eddie Kingston retires Daniel Bryan?
Yes, let's go.
Holy shit.
Yeah, help Eddie get over it.
And wins world title?
Yeah.
My heart beats still.
Here comes the pilot. They took off their pilot uniform, bro. I guess they
didn't have enough time to throw it on.
They're like, we're not wearing that twice in the same night, Tony.
Well, no, they got to look, all cool showing up with Leo Rush out here with his fucking gigantic ass jacket. He literally looks like, again, he looks like a child that borrowed his dad's coat. Why is it so big on you, sir? Why does it look like a dress? He looks like he's an extra in a fucking Bad Boy video. Bad, bad boy. You make me feel so good.
Call him Mini Diddy. No, I'm kidding.
Did he do it? Did he do it?
Mini Diddy. Do we need a 5-on-5 match on 0 Hour? Not really, but oh well. I'm not gonna be too mad about it. I'm gonna give them some. I'm giving them some rope, and I said if they booked 1, 2 max, I'd be okay. So adding a 10-man. Again, we're gonna get all 10 men on the screen at once and get it over with. I'm okay with that.
Right, but folks, if you don't know, let us know who you're taking for this match between Pac and the BCC. And what is this weird shuffle? Like, they look like they're trading for dodgeball right now with this weird, like, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball shit. Taking on Top Flight, more failure to launch with Leo Rush. Retired Airlines here. Ooh. MDB saying they're bringing the 5XL jackets back. Yeah, but when you look like you wear an extra small or you look like you shop in the toddler section, you shouldn't be buying 5Xs.
Nick.
Pac looking like a fucking psychopath.
Amazing, but the crowd is going insane. Nick, it's crazy because when you look at the booking and how it was set up, here's Collision and the crowd is going nuts. But on the weekly show, you had a lot of they missed real opportunities. If they would have switched some of this shit around, Dynamite would have been better. Collision's been great.
You were here Wednesday. Was there anything like this that got any sort of reaction on Wednesday at all?
I'm sure the chat's going to remind me if I overlook something. I can't recall a moment where the crowd was really losing their mind.
He really looked like this feels like he's coming out here with like the goddamn wow day. The Bastard Combat Club. That actually might work better with the BCC.
I like that actually. That's solid, Spaz.
There we go. Don't say that too loud. They'll take it.
The Bastard Combat Club. I like that.
I still hold that we were saying, calling them Hank and Tank before WWE turned around and started calling them Hank and Tank.
100%. We have receipts, folks.
Hunter, I want my fucking royalties.
Yeah, we got an archive to back those claims up.
Right.
Well, no, it's ours. I'm taking it.
We're on our way with Darius Martin and Wheeler Yuta. Why does Wheeler Godfrey already look like he's got like gray hair? Is it just the fucking camera light? But the man looks like he needs fucking, Rogaine or something. Got a head full of grays. But Taste the Truth is also on a commercial break right now, intermission.
Open challenge has been announced for All In. Is there specifics on that?
Right. Would you like to explain who the open challenge was? Just an open challenge of someone will have a match.
Thanks, Paul. No.
Thanks, guys.
Now what are they chanting?
I'm not sure.
This show has been the loudest AEW crowd I've heard all year. MDB, you're not wrong, man. I'm not exaggerating. And this is where you compliment AEW and you'll still have the AEW fans being like, you're stupid, man. We've been loud all year. Like, dude.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Stop lying to yourself.
There has not been a lot outside of Osprey, some of the MJF stuff. There hasn't been a lot of look, the crowd is losing it.
Right. Sorry, I'm trying to confirm if there was any sort of open challenge.
What's Retro Jakes?
I don't know.
Why is it? I just looked up.
That's because they're on an intermission at Wrestler Revolver.
Okay.
So they're just running through good ads and everything. So Paul was probably talking about Dustin and them doing the open challenge. So that's what their promo was before.
Oh, okay.
Is they did an open challenge and then said challenge has been answered.
By who?
That's the 10-man tag match and everything that we got.
Sorry. I think I'm good at following along. But so Dustin and the Von Erichs put out an open challenge, and they ended up in a 10-man tag.
Unless they're doing double duty, because
No, I agree with you, but you get the
I know it is what it is, my guy.
That's
unless
hilarious.
It's like unless it's for like all the belts or something, I don't know, but yeah,
we'll put all 5 on the line. Fuck it.
I mean, Dustin's got to lose him at some point.
Oh my god. Sorry, I was thinking Leo Rush was about to get the biggest swing in history. Like he goes like 107 revolutions.
Just literally that's just now funding the fucking energy in the arena now.
Right.
But Rapunzel saying St. Louis was an amazing crowd for Dynasty. Fair, I guess. I don't know.
I think it was a good crowd, yes. But what is blowing me away, Nick, is the crowd seems more involved tonight than they were on Wednesday. That's the interesting part of this.
Well, and to think about it, that this is after watching Dynamite, after watching Rampage. You've watched now already 4 hours of wrestling, and you're into like 2 of another 2 hours of wrestling, and this is when you come alive. This is when all them pints finally started hitting.
Right? That's accusations, MDB. How dare you?
Allegedly.
Tomorrow won't end until 12 o'clock. Yeah, we go from noon to noon.
Oh, straight 12 hours.
Yeah.
Folks, if it does go to that point, we'll have to do a second stream because the service that we use won't let us go for 12 hours. Otherwise, y'all are getting some exclusive content if you're here watching this live, because it won't be there when you come back the next day.
Right. 31st 30, 2 rings. Let's go.
I can see them doing some 3-ring fucking World of War shit like WCW.
Yeah, I'm in.
Just the whole roster. You gotta fucking, if you lose and you get thrown out, you lose your job.
That's what happens. Danielson retires champ, and they have everyone on the roster has a match. Last one standing gets the belt. Wait till we get the AEW World Title Tournament, bro. It means more if he retires with a belt. No, you moron. It means more if he rubs the guy that he's leaving behind. Pause.
Yeah, that normally leaves a stain. Leaves a mark.
Double pause. As we are in picture, folks, we are rolling through. The night is almost over. We're almost there. Wrestling Revolver and GCW still rolling on as well. But, folks, I will say this again. I know you know it already, because if you've been here all night, you've heard us say it a million times. Back tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m. We're looking forward to this one. As Nick and I have said many times tonight, it's the most anticipated show of the year, as it should be. And we got a lot to watch and a lot to react to tomorrow. Bring your snacks, bring all your feel good, do what you got to do, but be here all day long. Be a friend, tell a friend. But Nick, I'm really looking forward to how this plays out tomorrow now.
100%. Like I said, like we've talked about this, and again, not over laboring a point, but this feels like one of the AEW pay-per-views in a long time that I'm actually really excited to go into. Like you mentioned it earlier when we started the stream when we got on here, I was like,
yeah,
well, hopefully this is a fast 2 hours, because I can't wait to get till Sunday. It's literally like the day before Christmas Eve. It's all in Eve out here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when we get off stream here, we're going to be in almost 24 hours. Well, actually less than 24 hours, almost 12 hours. We'll be back at it like a jackrabbit live on stream. So literally you go sleep and then we'll be back here again tomorrow morning.
Quick turnaround. So everybody get to bed early right after Collision tonight. Tuck yourselves
Everybody get tuckered in. You know, we'll get the ratings fast. So if you want to get anything, you got about 10 to 15 minutes to get your sugar honey iced tea in before we, skedaddle and scoot, because we got to put out the Christmas presents before everybody wakes up for All In, Sunday morning.
Right.
Wait, sorry. I mean, Santa Con shows up and puts out the presents.
Bobby showing up tomorrow. I'd be surprised. I really would be surprised, guys. We'll see.
I would see an MVP before we get a Bobby. You have MVP show up as the advocate, and you know what that entails and what that represents. Like we saw with GCW, where he shows up and then you tease to the next moment to say at an All Out to where that's where Bobby Lashley shows up.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
As Pac, I believe, just hit a double DDT on it. Oh, no, he took the DDT. We have a JCW, sorry, title match on Wrestling Revolver for anyone that's a fan of Juggalo Championship Wrestling. That's not me taking a shot. That's literally what they call it.
Oh,
it was that. It might be Championship Wrestling now, but yeah.
That's how it's said, folks.
Right. I'm just using sentence enhancers. Well, Fulton's doing double duty then because he was on the 3:00 show that Wrestling Revolver had, their kind of version of Bloodsport. So he's doing double duty.
Yeah. And he showed up on TNA? Was it TNA?
I believe. Well, we also had Dempsey versus Gresham on TNA as well.
High praise from that match, including Mr. Anthony.
Yeah, well, that was actually one that I wanted to try and find time to catch because that seems like that would be a really good technical match. Jesus, Leo Rush just can launch himself.
Right.
Literally, this table, the announce desk looks like it's about to fold in from them just splattering into it at the front.
Right. I'm shocked they haven't done the triple cage match yet. Hang tight. The press conference. Yeah, the press conferences are always fun. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, well, at least though that'll be starting at hopefully like 8:00 at night instead of 1 a.m.
Also true.
Anthony's saying Dempsey and Gresham need part 2. Electric Boogaloo. Now, do we get that on, say, an NXT? But does, fucking the octopus there really transition well to NXT with the black goo and everything?
I mean, we got a bunch of people running around misting everybody. I think the black goo fit. We're okay. You'll be fine. I think if you just bring him, if you were to do that and bring him in just for a match, that will get him over. Is the match. He won't do too much of his unless he, goos on Dempsey.
He goos on him. Well, that was clever from Darius Martin. Just kind of literally jumped in through the middle rope and swung into a flatliner.
6-man tag. I've not seen anybody on an apron in a hot minute.
No, not at all. As I've got Claudio standing tall. I don't know who's legal man right now in anything going on. They tabled the black glue. Good.
Part of me thinks that AEW should just go straight out and say, our tag team division is all tornado tags. There is no tag. It's 2-on-2. Just go because that's what they do anyway. Just call it out so we can't criticize.
That'll happen when, they're focused in Texas mostly. Because then it'll make sense because it'll all be Texas tornado matches.
Yeah, right.
It'll be part of the gimmick, part of the attraction.
Part of the attraction. Pac absolutely chucking Leo Rush and getting a big pop for it.
Right.
Oh, rude.
Rude, crude, and unattractive. What will be nice is Hook throws a fireball at Jericho. Does he fireball him back?
Burn down the tree.
I lose it too.
Burn down the tree.
Tombstone or Last Ride? Which one you taking?
Tombstone. It's goated.
Last Ride.
Get out.
I don't gotta worry about my neck.
Yeah, but you're not dropping you on your head.
Exactly. I just gotta fall backwards.
Oh, I'm talking about giving it. You're talking about taking it.
Pause. Yes, giving and receiving, my guy. We know how this relationship works now, folks. For anyone who wanted to know, you now know who gives and who receives. Yes, no, I thought that was the question of not hitting it. I think I almost wouldn't take it because so many people do the tombstone at this point.
Yeah.
No one does the Last Ride anymore.
Yeah, I like the tombstone better. I would rather take a Last Ride.
That is valid. Tombstone is goated, but I'm just thinking of Spinal Column.
As Pac going up to the top.
I got Leo swinging though.
Oh,
Yeah, no, you're fine. I was just trying to count how many rotations.
oh.
I hate Claudio. He is Mr. I'll let you down. This guy will never sniff the main event. What is it with him? Because he's got the looks, he's got the talent, he's got the wrestling credentials. Just never clicks.
He's very bland, man. He's a guy that always kind of needs somebody talking with him. That's why the tag team worked well, because you had Sheamus and it allowed him to speak, but not be the focus of the speaking. It's the same thing in AEW. When they let him talk a little bit, you're like, I don't know, dude. He's just a nice guy. He's very hard to kind of like, he's bland.
Yeah, well, he's very milquetoast a bit. Does he do the yodeling gimmick, or does that get him over?
Right.
But folks, we did have Pac and the BCC. We had the Bastard Combat Club. We're now still that. Pick up the win as the patriarchy coming out. So I do think, like I said, this was supposed to be Death Triangle, and Penta and Ray Fenix are all but out of the company. So we're not going to put you in a spot to have any sort of prominence, anything.
Yeah. Listen, part of me hopes, another reason why I kind of want the Ricochet story to be true, Nick, is that if you look at the traffic flow right now, I mean, potentially, Ricky Starks and now the Lucha Bros, you got pretty substantial names going one way. So it's nice, believe it or not, it's nice for me to see AEW grab one. Like, we're not losing everybody. Like, we're good. We're still getting people.
Right. Keyshawn bringing up, where's Miro? Could he return tomorrow at all then?
He's in Bulgaria, last I heard.
Really?
Yeah, he went home. So fuck it.
I divorced my Florida wife, so I go home now.
Yeah. Miro, the death of the meat division, because Tony booked guys that were on the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh,
there was the meat division, because you had Hobbs who got hurt. Miro has gone away. Oh, the meat spoiled, my guy.
We got chairs.
What in the terrible Shield knockoff is this shit?
We're setting up this big trios match tomorrow to go off the air.
Yeah, but you've only got half the field here.
Here they come.
Bang,
bang.
Scissor Gang. Well, no, it's not the Scissor Gang anymore. Sean Reed saying, I told y'all BCC 4-way trios. Well, we did kind of spoiler it during the predictions show, but yeah.
We might have accidentally let it out.
Yeah.
As we're setting up a table, well, the other team just waits.
Yeah, is it weird that they have to wait for their music to run out and everything, instead of you just see them coming through the crowd? They're coming through here, they're coming through there.
I'm glad they set up at the tables just in time for the House of Black to show up.
Yeah, we're going to, instead of getting in the ring at you, we're just going to stop and set up some tables here. Who does that?
But are you honestly standing there? Like, are we standing waiting in the ring watching the guys set up the tables? Like, if we want to get at it, we're not letting you get set up.
And that's again though why I said everybody's got to wait for the goddamn music cue to come running out, instead of they're coming through the guard, they're hopping the guardrail, they're coming out of the fucking gorilla, they're coming out of behind the goddamn announce desk and everything.
Right. Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Ripley coming out to the ring, folks.
Yeah, why was Buddy just randomly on the ladder? And did you hear the fucking stupid rumor going around that they're troublemakers in AEW?
Who?
Well, that was Ringsider News, so I mean, take that with the grain of salt. But yeah, what?
No. But again,
that House of Black are troublemakers in AEW.
This is like an annual leak. Like, every time there's like the House of Black starts getting some love and starts being utilized, these stories come out. Meltzer reported before they were difficult. They didn't want to go under. Then we had that weird.
Sorry, do you think that might be a narrative that gets leaked out?
Yeah, 100%. Because I don't think they are, row your boat like everyone else. So I think Malachi's the guy that pushes back, and that's why his booking's been a little hit and miss. Is, you know, they took an L to fucking Danny Garcia. Made no sense.
They did the weird, like, granted, we pop for it, but they did the whole, like, they're Jordan Copeland. No, they're not.
No, they're not. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Collision is all wrapped up. We go off the air with a brawl. The trios belt. Again, it should be a fun match. A fatal four-way.
It's going to be an insane ladder match. Think about it. That's 12 people in a ladder match.
Yeah, we got the 12 people in that ladder match. We have the Gauntlet Battle Royal. We just added a 10-man tag. Like, Tony's trying to get them all on. Tony's the fucking Noah of fucking 2x2. Let's go.
2x2. 2 Von Erichs, 2 Rhodes, 2 this, 2 that. But at least, though, instead of, he's doing it in, you know, individual, like, just one match to rule them all instead of literally let's just have 17 matches.
I'm good with it. I'm good with it. They're like, Tony, listen, based on, you know, we want to shorten the show, like we wanted less matches. Okay, we'll do less matches. Less matches. We're going to throw everybody in the same
27 people in a match.
Holy shit. Every match is just people everywhere.
This man about to have a Royal Rumble mid fucking show.
I can honestly say I enjoyed Collision more than I enjoyed Dynamite.
Fair enough. And that's, you were here Wednesday, you were here both nights. So that's a big testament.
7.5. I think I'm with you, Damien. I think like a good 7.5. Like 7, maybe you lose a half a mark for a fucking hologram. But I really
gain a half because of Big Bill, because of Jeff Jarrett, because of the pops.
Yes. That's a bonus. That helped them for sure. But it made it look, it was the first time a Jericho segment in like a year and a half. I enjoyed it. I wasn't mad the whole time Jericho was on screen. I forgot he was there.
Right.
And he wears that bright yellow coat just so he still stands out, even though he's not a part of the action.
So when you're up in the nosebleeds, you can see who the fuck that is.
Because I got Matt Riddle, by the way.
Yeah. Instead of the ultimate bro, he's just now the ultimate low. Thing about it, this guy had the fucking wrestling ruled by the cojones and then just went all the way sideways.
Right. What's Ricochet's name going to be? Nick?
Rick O'Shea. It's going to be up there on that water tower. You know, or wait, you think they're going to do like the shrapnel and everything? Yeah, fair enough. Or they'll do the Trevor Man. I still want to see them just go full petty, and his name is Rick O'Shea. He's one of the O'Shea brothers. That's how you know Tony's listening. If he comes out as Rick O'Shea, Tony's listening.
That's amazing. Let's do predictions for 10-man tag for All In. Yeah, that's what we want to stick around and do.
Von Erich, Iron Claw, they win. Moving on.
Next.
Right, there's your prediction.
Would you take 5 swings or 10 swings by Claudio? Wait, that's a weird question, Damien.
Well, because he asked earlier how many when we were talking about, you know, whether you take the tombstone or the last ride. So people now want to see what wrestling moves we take.
5 swings or 10 swings?
Give me all the swings. I'll go swinging.
AEW logic, it makes as much sense as washing your butt than washing your face. It's kind of true at times.
Yeah.
7 out of 10. 7 out of 10. 1 out of 3. Here it hasn't quite figured out things here around here.
Yeah, it's 1/3. That's not a bad rating. As I've got Riddle versus Reed on Wrestling Revolver, but I'm getting a all-in like preview show following Collision here.
Yeah. The road to all in.
The roads to all in. I'll give it a 6.25 out of 10 knee pads. Chad just letting us know his name. 8 out of 10 Prince Puma.
Can't.
I think Lucha Underground still owns that trademark. That's why they still can't do Kill Shot and everything with Swerve, etc. Why Penta's had to fuck around with his name so much.
Yeah, they got to go buy it. They got to go buy it if they want it.
Right. Which honestly Tony could do. And if you have that video library, you have that on a streaming service. Like we've talked about how the TV deals just seem still null and void. But if you got the video library of Ring of Honor and Lucha Underground, and you have that as an aspect of Max, you might get a lot of wrestling fans that are going to buy a Max subscription If you get AEW, Ring of Honor, and Lucha Underground, shit, that's not a bad deal.
Yeah, not bad libraries at all.
Right. 5.74 out of 10.
Wow, TK
Williams.
being hard.
Wait, what?
TK going hard.
Yeah. And he booked the show.
Yeah, what the hell?
Williams throwing in a pause. Kyle with a 7.5. Kira saying, thanks for watching this live stream. Good. So Kira's just closing us out. She's pulling a hook. Last question from Kyle. We'll do this. What match do we think starts the pay-per-view tomorrow night?
Oh, last question of the night. What starts our day tomorrow?
Not including the pre-show, obviously. What main card first match?
I'm going with we're gonna open all in with a Jericho concert, Jericho Hook match is gonna be the opener of the show.
For God.
Start on a flyer note. Start on an absolute listen. If anything ever proves everything I've said about Jericho is accurate and his relationship with Tony, it would be that. So I'm voting for that.
I think you start potentially, and I don't know if this really works because you could do it later in the show to break up some stuff, but you start off with the gauntlet, you get a Ricochet surprise. So then the whole rest of the show, you're on your toes because you don't know what other surprises there might be.
That's a good point. And it's a good match to start with. I would prefer they start with the energy match. You're less cynical than me. So
well, fair enough. Well, I mean, if they get Jericho and Hook out the way, but I don't think that's a good way to start off the show. That's very much you set that up middle of the show. You go to the loo, you go buy your merch, you go buy your bangers and mash, your battered sausage paws, all that shit.
Jericho will go right after a hot match and see if he can ride that crowd right into the fucking.
If they book and Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker with Jericho and Hook, holy shit.
We'll see, folks. But that is our stream tonight. Oh, Nick, rating
7.5. I'm right there with you. Again, that's why I was kind of halfway pushing that the Pops might have gave it the half a point. So I'm there with you.
Yeah, again, full marks. I actually enjoyed Collision more than I enjoyed Dynamite this week. No exaggeration. Again, good show. And as we've always said, if the shows are good, we're going to call them good. But not bad. We're looking forward to tomorrow, folks. Make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, share our links and stuff with everybody, if you will. We appreciate you. I hope everyone out there has a safe and happy Saturday night. Tomorrow morning, wake and bake, shake, whatever you got to do, get your snacks. Brunch with the Boys 12 is going live.
Absolutely. Set your alarms now. In just over 12 hours, we'll be back at it like a jackrabbit with All In. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you talk about that wrestling, you better put that for life with it.
See y'all on the flip side, folks. We're going all in.